What's happening? What's happening, everybody? What is happening? What is going on out here in the Xbox gaming streets and community? Your boy Sega Man is back with another Hangouts, man. How is everybody? I made my debut back on my Brother Unlimited show, The Unlimited Truth, man. Look at my Brother Unlimited Productions, the first one's in here. What's up, Unlimited, man? I wanted to give my thoughts, brother, on the Xbox showcase a little bit more in depth, brother. And I want to let you know, my man, you are the best, man. Let me Unlimited. Man, you are the best. I'm gonna send you a link too, Unlimited. My man Unlimited, and we're gonna talk about this, already got the motherfucking Starfield goddamn motherfucking controller, man. I had to put it that way because my boy Unlimited is unlimited when it comes to Xbox merchandise, man. God damn, Unlimited. Unlimited is killing it. Let me send my brother Unlimited a invite, man. I want to chop up some game with Unlimited. Unlimited is phenomenal out here in these gaming streets, man. Let me get my boy Unlimited on here right now, bro. God damn, Unlimited. Man. Let me get my brother Unlimited in here. God damn. Unlimited will be with us shortly. What's up, everybody? What's up, OG Spartan 86? What's up, Spartan 86? What's up with you, man? Man, what's up, Sega, man? That showcase was incredible. You know what, bro? It was. It's the best goddamn showcase of this year, brother. There's nothing else that can beat it. 1970, Chrome Pony, what's up with you, man? I am back. You know, I got my laptop back, man. It has no problems no more. They hooked me up. Hopefully, I won't have any more problems, man. I'm back in the house. Polly Bubba, what is up, man? The showcase was lit. Yes, it was, man. Let me show all my brothers that came in here to support me today on this Monday evening. What is going on with y'all, man? I work mornings now, bro. You know, I'm going to be doing a lot more podcasts if I'm not with the family, with my brother Unlimited and the crew. You know, welcome back to the Outlaws of Xbox podcast, man. With your host, Sega Man, you know. But this is just the Hangouts today. What's up with you, Craig Simmons TV? I seen your little skit you did, man, about the showcase, man. I'm watching you, Craig. I see you, Craig. I see you, Craig. You still on deck, man. What's going on with everybody? I'm having my brother Unlimited coming here. We're going to chop up some game, man, today, man. That showcase, brothers, was off the chain, man. Phil Spencer and company brought it, didn't they? With Sarah Bond, you know. With the wonderful Sarah Bond, man. They brought it, man, with your boy Todd from Bethesda ZeniMax. Brought it with the incredible, unimaginable, unbeatable new game coming out called Starfield, man. Were you guys surprised or what, man? Were you guys blown away? You know, the competition, and I don't need to mention who they are, can't even compete with that showcase, man. At all, and they know it. And they know it, man. And the Sony ponies is crying a lake salt of tears right now, bruh. Rightly so. Y'all guys deserve this. This is what happens when you talk shit on a company that you don't even play games or support with, man. But you know what? They heard your cries, man. And your cries bought us what? More games. The most powerful system out here on the planet right now. Game Pass, Ultimate Game Pass, because Xbox got no games, right? Microsoft Xbox Studios. It brought us Microsoft Xbox Studios because of you guys crying. So right now, man, let me give you Sony Ponies a round of applause. Thank you very much, Sony Ponies. Thank you very much for crying, man. For crying. I really appreciate you guys crying out here, man. Talking about how the Xbox is weak. Xbox got no games. You know what I mean? Xbox is the 720p box. Microsoft is dead. Xbox is not going to last. Let me get my brother Unlimited in here, man. We're going to light y'all up today. You know what I mean? You guys are going to get this work, man. Let me get brother Unlimited in here. What's up, Unlimited?
What's up, Sega man?
Man, my brother Unlimited, bro, is on fire. Dude, when I seen that Starfield controller, I was like, God damn, Unlimited. Shit, you already got that John already. God damn.
Well, let me tell the story behind that.
Go ahead, man.
Yesterday, after we finished our showcase, I went to my GameStop because my GameStop less than 5 minutes from me, man. I could literally just walk there, right? So I went to my GameStop and I went to pre-order the collector's edition.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, they wouldn't let me pre-order it, so I had to get it from Bethesda's website. But that's all right. But while I was there, they were putting up the Starfield controller on the shelf. So I was like, all right, if I can't pre-order the collector's edition, let me get the controller. It was like, cool. He rang it up and he said, "Oh man, I can't sell it to you till tomorrow." I was like, "All right, that's cool." So this morning, took a little break from work when they opened up, got the controller, and boom, that's how I got it so fast.
Man, that is crazy. Unlimited. God damn, dude. I'm looking into getting it unlimited. I can't at the moment, but I do want the Starfield controller, man. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna invest in it, man. That controller is sweet, bro. I mean, the headphones are a little bit more expensive. I think they're in $100 range.
Yeah. They're about $125.
Yeah, but if you want that collector's edition, that's $399.
No, it's $299.
Is it $299?
Yeah, it's still expensive though.
$300.
Yeah, it's still expensive.
Man, dude, you can go get that. Hey, and let's talk about that too.
And it's sold out everywhere, by the way.
It's sold out?
Sold out everywhere.
Oh, damn. I wish you could just get the watch.
Yeah.
I don't even think you can do that, but let's talk about that too, man. Hey, y'all seen it, man. Brand new Xbox Series S, 1 terabyte. What you guys think about that, man? Badass black. You know what I mean? That's going to sell like hotcakes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to sell unlimited. When they introduced that new Series S, what did you think about that, man? I think that is sweet that they did that, and they did it at the right time too.
Yeah. Because one of the things people were saying for years was that the Series S didn't have enough storage. So as always, Xbox. Listen, I've never seen a company, Sega man, that addresses every criticism the way Xbox does. They said the Series S didn't have enough storage. Cool, we're gonna give you the black one with a full terabyte, right?
Yeah.
So I love it. And here's the kicker: the 1 terabyte Series S is cheaper than both PlayStation 4s, and it's the same price of the Nintendo Switch OLED version.
Damn, dude. So that's going to be a big seller. Unlimited.
Yeah. So for people who like, if you don't want to play Mario and you still want to play Starfield, you got a $300 console for you.
Yep. Unlimited, man. I think I think around Christmas time, because I think it's supposed to release September 1st.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness! It releases the same day as Starfield does. If you bought the expensive edition, the premium edition, I think.
Oh, really?
Called. Yeah. Yeah, if you look on the Xbox store, the premium edition says you could play it 5 days early on September 1st.
Oh, man. Bro, I think September 1st is the entry form for it, but I think during the holidays, around Christmas, I think that's going to fly off the shelves like hotcakes, bro.
Agreed.
I really believe that, man. That matte black, oh, man, that's a bad mofo. I thought about I'm going to be honest with you, Unlimited. We have the most powerful console, the Series X, man. But I'm really thinking about that Black Series S, man. I really am. I'm really thinking about just having an extra, a console and it being 1 terabyte. I'm really thinking about that. I'm thinking about getting that as a backup just in case. I'm really thinking about that, man.
Same here. Cause that it looked clean and black, didn't it? That looked real clean.
Man. That thing is sweet.
That was impressive.
That thing is sweet, bro. I didn't even see that coming. Remember we was talking that I didn't even see that coming. I don't think nobody did.
No, nobody did. And by the way, whenever stuff like that happened, I must ask the question: Where are these insiders?
Yeah, there ain't nobody
insiders, Sega man. They're saying that all the stuff wouldn't be at the show and would be at the show. Where are you guys, man? You guys are a little too silent to me.
Unlimited, brother. Now after the show, I didn't really catch up with what's up, Toolman 55. I didn't really catch up, man. To now, what are they saying? Is there any salt? They damage controlling Unlimited?
Is there any salt? Sega man, the ocean doesn't have as much salt as these guys are putting out. If I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, I'd rather drink from the Atlantic Ocean than the salt from these pony tears. That's how much salt they're putting out, man. They are damage control isn't even the proper word. They're at a next level. This is like a next level of salt, and some of them are just flat in denial. They're flat in denial.
Yeah.
Oh, Starfield looks mid. Starfield doesn't look that good. I saw one guy. Oh, one guy got exposed badly because he put out. Oh, this was hilarious. I just want to put it on screen how badly he got exposed. But what he said. Matter of fact, yeah. Let's put him on screen.
Go ahead. Unlimited. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah. Let's show you how bad it is out there for these guys.
Do your thing, Unlimited. What's up, everybody? Big shouts out to the chat with the eight brothers in here watching. Let's put Brother Unlimited's screen up. Yeah, this is our screen. Show Unlimited screen. Let's put that
here
up.
It is. So this Nick dude, Star Wars Outlaws, absolutely shits on Starfield in every way possible. PlayStation Nation, Starfield will soon be irrelevant. And here how he got exposed. The same guy, Nick, waiting for Starfield. Can't wait to see it announced for the PlayStation 5. These are just jealous children. This is just jealous children out here, basically, Sega, man.
Unlimited. The denial is Unlimited. The denial makes you want to throw up. It's not coming to that PlayStation, bro. And it just makes you want to just throw up in your mouth, man, because they're in so much denial, Unlimited, about the games we got coming here on Game Pass, man, and Bethesda Zenny, man. I don't understand these dudes, man. It's not coming over there.
Not only do we have the games, they don't have nothing. After what comes after Spider-Man? They don't know because Sony doesn't have anything. Oh, that reminds me. One dude tried to say Microsoft showed everything they got. No, we didn't see State of Decay. We didn't see Perfect Dark. We didn't see Indiana Jones. Xbox got like 30 other games in development we don't know about. So Xbox. Listen, what happened yesterday is that people finally came to the realization, Sega man, that Xbox has won the generation. It's over. It was over in 2020, but this is the biggest visual proof of that because you can't, because as someone tried to say that Spider-Man is bigger than all of them. No. If you got Game Pass, pretty much every game we saw yesterday, Sega man, you're gonna play day one.
Yeah.
No one Sony game could touch that. Right, so the generation is over. It's just however many years left of the Xbox Series X generation is one long victory lap, basically.
Yeah. Hey, OG Spartan 86 said, "Don't forget about Dreamcast guy." What the fuck did he say? What did he say?
Oh, he got exposed badly too because he first of all he pretended to hate the show and he was hating hard. And then afterwards he does a poll that says, "What did you think?" Everybody gave it an A, right? Everybody gave it an A. So
you can't make this shit up. That Dreamcast dude, man, that dude he's one of the worst ones out there, man, along with King Trash and all them. He's one of the worst ones out there. What's up, 100? He's one of the worst ones out there.
It's funny. The same people that hate everything Xbox does conveniently hated the show, and it's like, dude, of course they did because they were never. Listen, Phil, about 3 weeks ago, when Phil on his interview was talking about how there's just going to be some people they can't win over. This was proof. Because Sony gave them, Microsoft gave them exclusives. They gave them single player games. They gave them everything they asked for, and they hate Xbox even more than they did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just proof right there, man. But it's hilarious.
Man, and Toolman said the showcase ever Starfield is in the league of its own. Nothing is like it. Nothing can compare to it.
Right.
That was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal show when we seen Starfield, man. You know what I mean? That is a day one buy for me. I believe I did pre-download it, but I want to own the game, so I'm going to buy the game. Now I didn't pre-download Forza Motorsport. I should, but I'm going to buy it. I am buying it physical Unlimited. It's going to probably be one of those games Unlimited that's going to stay in the shrink wrap, and I'll just play it on our ultimate Game Pass, man. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pre-download it, but I'm definitely buying it and seeing if I can get the special edition of Forza Motorsport. I cannot wait, Unlimited, to see that game.
Yeah, that looked excellent as well. That looks excellent as well, man.
Amongst the other ones, Unlimited. Now, in your own thoughts, Unlimited, they showed some of these brand new games. coming out from these other studios under Microsoft Studios. What did you think about them, man?
Oh wow, yeah. Hold on, let me let me find the let me because I like to look at everything so I'm not missing too much. So
Yeah.
let me find that image of every game that was shown yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
just give
up,
me
Dea?
hey Dea, what's up?
If she
Oh,
wants
here
to
it
come
is.
in, maybe I can get Dea in. Dea, if
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
come in with me and Unlimited, just let me know in the chat. I'll send you a link. Let me know
Yeah.
if you want to come in, Dea. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, if you can't do it, I could get it to her. All right,
Okay.
so as you were asking me about the game shown yesterday, um, I thought all of them. First of all, every one of them interests me in some way, right?
Yeah.
In some way, and some of the highlights of Valve. First of all, Valve, like I've been saying for the longest, Valve was the number one Xbox game I wanted to see for years. So that alone made it a 10 out of for me. I think Avowed is going to be a spectacular game, absolutely spectacular. I love the magic use. People are pretty much saying it's Obsidian Skyrim, which yeah, I could see that. It won't be as huge as Skyrim, but it's still going to be a fantastic game. So Avowed, yeah, Clockwork Revolution. My goodness, nobody saw that coming. But In Exile, I shouldn't be surprised because In Exile are another legendary RPG maker, Sega man,
Yeah.
and they confirmed that it's going to be an RPG. But it had that Bioshock influence, man,
Yeah.
and so that looks spectacular. Song of Midnight, South of Midnight. I mean that. So Compulsion Games confirmed that's an action adventure game. That looks like it should be spectacular. In the studio like almost stop motion art style,
Yeah.
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I just love the variety that Xbox brings as well. The Cyberpunk DLC. Now, the Cyberpunk DLC,
Hey,
I
Unlimited, go ahead
originally
and get
thought it was
Dea in, man.
free. Huh?
Go ahead, brother. Get Dea in. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm about to send her a link right now. But yeah, so the Cyberpunk DLC, I thought that it was free, but
Yeah.
apparently it's $30. But it still looks spectacular. I'm still gonna buy it because Cyberpunk was one of my it is one of my all time favorite games, like my Hall of Fame level game, right? So I'm still gonna buy it, but unfortunately it wasn't free like I originally thought. But that's all right, you
Yeah.
know. The game development is way too expensive to expect everything to be free.
Yeah.
And then how about the smaller games, like Jusant or Dungeons of Hindenburg? The
Yeah.
beauty, see, what makes Xbox game showcases so great is that you can pick pretty much any game and it's something unique, it's something creative, it's something fantastic, something that looks interesting. So while Starfield to me was the star of the show, I mean it got like an hour, excuse me, an hour to show off basically. So while it was the start of the show, you could still name 20 other games that was fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I thought it was. I thought it was. I thought it was just spectacular, and it's good that they did that too. And I'm also looking forward to the Cyberpunk DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that, man. And what's up, the realist? How you doing, my brother? Another
Hey,
good
what's
brother
up,
out here in
brothers?
these gaming streets. He
Yeah,
spits that gaming knowledge. What's up, brother? Good to have
Realist,
you in here.
Realist was able to pre-order the Starfield Constellation Edition like I was, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah. So
nice,
we
man.
spending big money on Xbox this year.
Nice, man. The realist is good. He's a good dude, man. I like the realist, man. He's a
Yeah.
good dude. Big
Um,
shout out to him.
I also want to give a shout out to Ubisoft. They showed gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws that looked brilliant. Assassin's Creed Mirage looked fantastic, and even that Avatar game looked great. Is the Avatar based off the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
That looked great. So shout out to Ubisoft as well, man, because I know people be hating on these publishers, but they're my favorite publisher. That's not Xbox. Basically, I love what they do.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was just really I was really surprised and happy, but yeah, I'm like you, Unlimited. Yes, there's some other things. Yes, I would have liked to see, but I think to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to damage control my choice of console and brand. Yes, to me, yeah, they could have showed some stuff I would have liked to see, but they did enough for me. It was enough to keep me, excited and waiting for the games I want in the future. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I was very happy with what Microsoft had to show, and I think they knocked it out of the park. I believe they knocked it out of the park. It was a grand slam when it came to showcases this year. It was the best.
Oh, easily the best. Hell, I think that first of all, I think that they went up the bat, hit a grand slam, went up back up the bat, and hit another home run. Daya, by the way, I sent you the link. So yeah, man. This was, as Daya said yesterday, the best showcase she ever seen.
Yeah,
I might have to agree. I can't think of any showcase that gave me that much. It's just so much. And then not only did it give us a lot, it gave us a lot for Xbox specifically, because one of the criticisms people tend to have is lack of first party. Well, this had like half the games we saw was first party or something like that, if not nearly half. So we know that Xbox present and future is golden going forward.
Yeah.
You know, and it also just highlights how great of a year 2023 has been, Sega, man. I think
it's been really good for us, brother. I really believe that. I believe it's been really good for us, man. Yeah. The competition, just to be honest with you guys, and everybody in the chat knows this, they had nothing. They just had nothing to show. They had their own fan base even criticize them on their show, because they're not in it, man. They're not trying. I just don't believe they're trying for them, man. I just don't believe it, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with you there. Well, no. It's not that they're not trying. It's that they can't keep up. They just can't. You know, and what people are realizing, Sega, man, is that there's nothing Sony could do that can topple Xbox anymore.
Nope, not at all. With Ultimate Game Pass and stuff, man. I mean, look, this is amazing, bro. This is amazing. You know what, Unlimited? I'm actually thinking about going out there to CD Keys and getting some more. I'm serious. I'm thinking about putting out getting like another 3 months on top of what we got already. I'm really thinking about it, man, because and seeing these other games from these other game studios that come out, even the little games, even indie games and stuff like that. Yeah. This is some fantastic stuff that's coming out, man. It doesn't have to be blockbuster, full-fledged, like top of the line games for me. I like small games too, just like you do. There's indie games out there that we all like and love and like to play. You know what I mean? They had some great games. Hi-Fi Rush. You know what I mean? High on Life. Those were great games, man. And I beat High on Life. Those were great games, man.
I beat Hi-Fi Rush. Excellent game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you actually bought it physical, didn't you?
What?
Didn't that come out physically, or you bought it? It was digitally, but you did buy it.
Yeah. I did.
It'd be nice if they made that physical, man.
Oh, 100%.
That would be really nice if they were to make that physically. That would really be cool, man. I would love to see a physical game of that, man. The showcase was just, in my opinion, very good, very good. I think a lot of the Xbox fan base was very pleased with them.
Yeah. This is definitely, this is definitely the most positive the Xbox community's been. In a little, probably since the January showcase, really.
Yeah. Dea said, I hate you guys. You both got the collector's edition of Starfield.
Hey, Dea, I sent you the link again, so try it again.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, Unlimited is on. When it comes to this stuff, guys, I gotta tell y'all this, man. Y'all notice if you watch my brother Unlimited's channel, the Unlimited Truth channel, and you check out his Xbox merchandise, my man got some nice. Him and he bought both of them because he bought kids too. They get all that shit, man. Like Unlimited, I could not believe I seen that picture of him holding that damn controller. I was like, God damn, Unlimited. As soon as I put on YouTube, there's Unlimited's hand with the controller. I'm like, God damn, my brother got that already. Shit.
Yeah, I had to, man. I had to get my hands on it.
Hey, Dia, First Lady Chat.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How about you guys?
Good, man. I'm good. Hey, Dia, I just wanted to do Xbox Showcase thoughts. I know we did an after show with our brother Unlimited, but I wanted to do one too with you and Unlimited. So just to recap, the showcase, which was a great show that we all watched. what did you really, in your own opinion, what did you really think about the showcase, and what are you most looking forward to with what their Xbox is bringing us?
Um, I had some time to think about it because I was pretty emotional yesterday. It was such
Yeah,
a wonderful
me too.
showcase.
Yeah,
um, and I actually looked at the trailers again. I looked at them in 4K because I got a really pixelated image and stuff at times through unlimited stream. I think it was breaking up at points, so I needed to go back and watch some things over again.
Mhm.
yeah,
I would say that in my opinion, I still feel that the game exceeded my expectations.
yeah.
I think that every game that Xbox showed was great.
Hmm.
Now I know there are people who docked the show because of Hellblade not showing the combat.
Yeah,
And I will say that if I had to choose, I would have preferred it there. But I don't want them to show me everything right now. This is not Hellblade's year. Next year is Hellblade's year. So I want them to do a similar deep dive with that game next year. I want to see how everything at that point. Now, if who are acting like they didn't see any gameplay, we saw that the very first time.
mm-hmm.
They show Hellblade. So I've never questioned how the gameplay is going to be because people thought that was all like cinematics and stuff when it wasn't. It was actually gameplay. So that's how good it was.
Yeah,
Um, so I would say that I would have liked, if you're talking about just within the showcase, I thought Forza didn't have enough of a show. However, I understand that they had the extended thing that they were doing, right. I think it's tomorrow.
yeah,
They're going to do, right, or something like that. I
Well,
know Hellblade is getting a deeper dive too tomorrow. It's
yeah,
something they're
yeah.
doing
I'll be
tomorrow.
watching it.
yeah. Well, I'm glad Daya said what she said because there's an interview that Phil and Matt Booty did yesterday that
Mhm.
highlighted a lot of information. For example,
Okay.
when it comes to revealing games, their plan now is to do what they did yesterday. Yeah, we're going to show you games that are coming out in the near future, but
Okay.
but you're going to get a deep dive of what's coming next year on next year's showcase. So
That's what I thought. That's
basically
what I
saying
thought.
next year expect deeper into Avowed and Hellblade, right? And then
Awesome.
they'll review something new that's coming in 2025. So that's the way that they're going to do things going forward. Uh,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and then they also confirmed they're going to be at Gamescom this year because of course they are. Xbox actually has content to show, so they don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
It was a really good interview. It was a really good interview that they did, and they added a lot of interesting topics and content.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
where did you see that at? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hold on. It's on YouTube, but let me make sure I get the correct channel here. Give me a second.
Okay. I'd like to see that too.
Hey,
Yeah,
brother,
well, if what you told me, I'll wrap up real quick, segment.
go ahead. Go ahead. Take your time.
With what you told me, honestly, still it doesn't bother me because I understood that the games as they get closer to release, they will all get that deeper look into the mechanics and the gameplay and some of the story narratives. I already know that, and so because of that, I did not dock the game any, the show any, because of that. Personally, I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that yes, in a perfect world, I would have wanted to see all of that under one show,
yeah,
but I was perfectly fine with Starfield taking the center stage and being the focal point of that showcase. But I honestly can say that every Xbox game showed fantastic. Every single one. If you watch it in 4K, it's pristine. It's beautiful. I don't know what some people were complaining about Avowed for. I don't know what they were talking about. It looks good in 4K.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh
I'm a
yeah,
little
well,
confused
they,
by
they
that.
they don't have 4K TVs. I
They
know
have
this because
1080p TVs.
I know this because E-Rock once told me about a Nintendo dude who got an Xbox, played it on a 1080p TV, and was like, "Oh, I don't see what the big deal is." So they gotta stack some bread before they could talk shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I did hear that, and I was like, "What was they looking at the same game? Game looked fantastic." And
Yeah.
then to think they're not even done yet. This is probably something that's a little bit older that they prepared for the show, they're still working on the game until the game is released or until it goes gold or something. It's not done, so they're still working on it anyway. But I don't know what it is they were saying about Evolve. If you guys go and watch that in 4K, it looks wonderful. So, but just if you're talking about little polish or something here and there, they still got they got until next year. So what's the big deal? But anyway, yeah, I heard that. Now I saw some outrageous stuff from Dreamcast guy. I couldn't
Oh
believe
man, that
what
dude.
he. Oh my god! I don't know if you guys saw what he was saying about Starfield. That blew my mind. That he literally compared Starfield to Redfall.
Yeah. Well, before we get E-Rock in on the action, before
Okay.
you got here, I did expose one guy. It's jealousy, and I literally exposed somebody.
It's straight up jealousy.
Look, because what did he say? It's Sega Man. Something about he was talking about it, and then I showed a tweet how he said, "Oh, I cannot wait until Starfield's on PS5."
Yeah.
So all it is that he's mad. He's not going to play the most ambitious game we ever
Right.
seen on PlayStation. And he's throwing a tantrum. That's all it is.
Okay.
So that's why I don't take none of it personally. But let's pass the mic to E-Rock X, man. Because
What's up, E-Rock, man? Thank you for coming and joining us. What's going on, brother?
Man, how are you, dear? Dear, I know you new to the proceedings. Y'all know what I take personally?
What's that?
I take Sega Man personally.
Oh, here
Yeah, I
we
mean,
go.
my man. It's like you don't even want to rock with me no more. What's up with you, Tone?
No, that ain't it, man.
I gotta go ask Tuck and Unlimited Production, and I gotta go ask Silk Slayer for links. Man, I thought me and you was tight like drug dealers and law enforcement.
Man,
What's up, bro?
I'm trying to get my tech game on, E. I'm trying, bro. I really am, E. I'm trying to get my tech game on to get you in, man. I am.
You've been trying to get your tech game on since August 2020, bro. What's going on, man? What happened?
Look, man, you got to give me the work. I have to take it, man. You know,
you got to get this work,
take it
man. You know what I mean? I got these guys started in the game, man. They treat me like a stepchild, man. Like,
Oh my God!
I mean,
I
you
want
know
you
what I mean?
boys to kiss and make up. You know,
Well, y'all discriminating against me because I ain't got a YouTube channel no more, man. What's up? Anyway, yeah,
What's up,
man. Look, the Xbox show yesterday was fire, and we getting more tomorrow. I mean,
what do you think about it? You get to gather your thoughts now, man. I mean, it's the next day. What do you really think now, E? What's on your mind?
I mean, I'm happy. Like yesterday, like I said yesterday on Unlimited Production show, I really had no expectations for the show because Xbox has delivered consistently.
Yeah,
there's never been, especially since this new era, which Unlimited Production said 3 years ago, every new hardware generation is like a reset, and you can't really compare it to the previous generation. But like Xbox has just been over delivering. It's never been 1 month where I've been like, man, I wish I had something to play, or I wish something was in Game Pass. That's not been the case. They've been flooding us with content since the launch of this console. Yeah. And so I enjoyed the show, man. I don't have a list in front of me, and I know you don't have a list in front of you because you know, technology. But there was this game. Hey, Tone, you know, I got it. We brothers, man. I gotta give you this work, man. Don't take it
for life.
Yeah. There was this game from Don't Nod, the people that made damn it, Life is Strange. That looked really good. I'm calling it now. Yeah. That's the sleeper. This year. There was another game. This game with like this. It had this steampunk aesthetic. I was like, yo, this is dope. There was another game. It was like this platformer, and I was like, they got weird names, Jordan and something. They got weird names, but like I like the developers are pushing themselves artistically. This is what I've asked for generations. I know we got new hardware. I know you guys got Unreal Engine 5, but I maintain that last generation, except for 1 or 2 games, I didn't see art. I'm seeing it now. We're seeing it this generation. We're seeing developers like Coco Cucumber, who did Ravenlock, say, I don't care about your motion capture and all that stuff. We're going to do what we do. This is what we do. We do this right here. And this is what we're going to do. This is our niche. We do artistic games. But I love the show. It was like an hour, and they threw 27 games at us in an hour. What else? What else did I see that impressed me? I don't even want to talk about Forza Motorsport. We know Forza Motorsport's
Yeah.
going to be banging.
Of
Mhm.
course.
That's like talking about is LeBron going to have a good season next year?
Hey,
That's
that
like
game you're talking about is called Lie of P.
no, Liar P is a demo. The Liar P demo is out now. I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking about that.
I gotta try that.
I wish we had the list in front of us, but
I got
they
you
showed.
covered on that.
Uh-oh. We got our
Yeah, we put 'em
resource
on
manager
screen.
here.
Give me
Thank
1 second. I'll pull it right up for
That
you.
that Live P though, E. I didn't get to download the demo yet, but that looks good, man.
I haven't tried it yet either, but I want to try
Mega
it.
pass for me.
I'm hearing it's a Souls like. So
Oh, it's another one? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's
Yeah.
like a Souls game. Oh,
well,
Why are
that's
they
what
making so many of those?
because
Right.
like with the zombie games, the developers see something's working or something's got over and excellent, man. That's why we got the tech guy here. Damn, I wish I was upstairs. I wish I was upstairs watching this on the big screen, but
Unlimited
two-
manager. He
those
manages
two,
everything.
that game is all the way on the bottom left, whatever the hell that is. What does that say?
Oh, Jusant? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Jusant, that's the one from Don't Nod, and the one that's over to the left.
Still-
Dungeons of Hindenburg was also awesome.
Yeah,
Dun-
that
yes,
was. Yeah, that's
yes.
the one I like.
Dungeons of Hindenburg. I like that. I like that we got to see gameplay.
Yeah.
I really, 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 really enjoyed everything I saw. Like I said, that steampunk game, whatever that was. They showed
Clockwork Revolution.
That's
that's
in
the exclusive.
Exile. That's the first
Yeah.
party game.
Yeah, that's the exclusive that's come to Xbox.
they showed a lot of stuff in 1 hour that was crazy. 27 games in
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah.
A lot of them exclusives, a lot of them coming to Game Pass. But of course, the coup de grace, the big one was Starfield, and for that next hour, they showed so much of Starfield. Every critic should have been answered, which we know they're not. I'll get to that in a minute. But they showed starship building. They showed a woman who raided another starship.
Yeah.
They showed different planets. They showed different bases.
Yeah.
They showed the chick was just going from ship to ship collecting sandwiches. I missed that part.
Yeah, she
it
was
was-
actually raiding. She was like taking
Yeah.
down these ships and stealing them just for the sandwiches.
Yes,
Leaving them behind.
Which I like they showed that because that shows that when they say that you could do anything, you could do something
Yeah.
as ridiculous
Yeah.
and innocuous as stealing sandwiches, and the game just keeps going. It doesn't force you into a cutscene. It
Right.
doesn't make you slow walk.
Mhm.
It doesn't
Mhm.
make you a chop wood or none of that shit.
You don't have to escort a child anywhere.
Yeah.
But like everything that Sega Man's always said, we eat good over here. And of course, like that same day, I usually don't engage with dumbasses, especially I don't have a Twitter account no more. The YouTube channel is gone, so I really can't engage with the dumbasses, which has been such a blessing in disguise. But I'm still on Instagram.
You're gonna
And
get it.
somehow-
You're getting a channel, E-Rock. Over our dead body, are you gonna stay retired, if you will? You're gonna get one.
Somehow the dumbasses have found their way to Instagram, sadly. And
Oh.
right there in the Xbox, on the Xbox page, there one dude's like, well, I didn't see enough gameplay. Like, how did you not see enough gameplay?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have Vaseline in your eyes? Are you Jose Feliciano? How did you not see enough gameplay? That's all they showed was gameplay.
Yeah.
And so what it is, it's like Unlimited Production just said, these are really closet. These are not, no Xbox guy or an Xbox fan left that show yesterday
Right.
dissatisfied.
Right.
These are all closet PlayStation fans. These are all the usual suspects. And it's like Unlimited Production just said, he said so eloquently, it's temper tantrums. Dreamcast guy, I still don't know why he calls himself Dreamcast guy because I've not yet seen him talk about Dreamcast.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, he should call himself Acne Guy. That would be more apropos, and just do an entire podcast on skincare and how he's failed in that subject. But I mean, like the little video clips that somebody sent us some video clips of him hating Faye, sent it to the chat. This dude was seething. You could hear that in his voice. And it's like, dude, if you want to play Starfield, just buy an Xbox. They're so mad because we're getting and they're not getting over there. They are so. I saw one guy. Somebody put a clip in our chat saying, "Spider-Man, and owns everything they showed at the show yesterday. And I'm like, are you
What?
so that's y'all thing. Y'all thing is one game versus 27.
Here's the kicker. That guy who said that tweet I showed, he's the same one who I showed the Sega Man before you got here, was the one that I was like, oh, I can't wait to play for Starfield on PlayStation. Matter of fact, let me put that fucking tweet on just to show you.
See, this
Ooh,
is
look at that collector's edition.
I know.
This is
I don't got
who-
money for that.
Wow,
This
that's
is who-
impressive though.
this is who these guys are, dear. They're like little children. And the more and
Here
more-
it is. Waiting for
Wow.
Starfield. Can't wait for see the announcement of the PlayStation 5 version. That so
What?
it's jealousy.
Oh,
It's just jealousy. That's
And
all.
not only that, but he doesn't understand what exclusive means. These guys don't understand what it means when Xbox has bought Bethesda. They don't know what any of that means. Just because Diablo went multi-plat, because that pre-existing deals were already in play for Diablo, right?
right.
So
Right.
so that's it. That's over. That's the last you'll see. These guys, they just I don't know. But anyway, forget them. They're a waste of time. They're a waste of energy. Sega Man, I thought the show was excellent, and I can't wait. And boom, we'll be playing Starfield in September.
Yeah.
That
80
crazy.
days, man. 80 days.
And then October, Forza comes, man.
Yeah.
And
Forza
Sega-
and Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
Yo,
Assassin's Creed come out in October. My
October,
God.
2 days later on October 12th. So on the
Nice.
10th,
Gosh.
on the 10th is Forza, on the 12th is Assassin's Creed. This is why, and I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no.
You're right, but this is why. So this year I've been doing things differently, where I'm only buying games I'm playing. No more buying games just to buy them. No more. You know, I'm not buying every single thing there is anymore. I'm just buying. You know, I'm just buying what I want basically.
Mm-hmm.
And just reason like that, because I stop, I'm telling you guys now, I stopped keeping up with this stuff. I'm only playing what I want to play in my favorites. And I if I got to miss out on Eastern Exorcist, so be it. I could live with that because I enjoyed Redfall that much at the time. If there's a great game that comes out in October or September and I'm stuck with Starfield and Assassin's Creed, so be it. Because I already know how my gaming habits are. I'm not going to be pulled away from games that I love to that extent. You know? And if that makes me a fake gamer or whatever, then you could call me whatever it is. But I'm done buying every single game and not playing them. You know what I'm saying? Because Xbox gives us so much, I just can't keep up. So what's the point? That's my logic. What's the point of keeping up?
May I add something? Can you
Go ahead,
bring that image back up, please? Because I would like to comment.
Go ahead, Unlimited. What's up, Hebot?
Hi, Hebot.
Hola.
Hola. Okay, the game. I didn't get a chance to say this. I think it's some games that really stood out to me, and I didn't get a chance to say why. I just was giving an overall comment about the showcase after thinking about it. But the games that really impressed me, I'm going to start from the bottom. Jusant is like, it makes me. A lot of people was harking to Tears of the Kingdom with this game. Mm-hmm. There were people that I think are Nintendo fans that I noticed that were very interested in that game.
Of course.
So I think that this could pull them in because they was impressed with the visuals and the tone of the game. It was so relaxing and so I guess it's similar to Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. I don't have a Nintendo. But that game did catch a lot of people's attention.
Yeah, not to cut you off, my dear, but there's Starfield games over there on the Switch. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they are. It is a desert over there.
Yeah,
so that's why they hype up Zelda.
Exactly, and at some point that's going to get stale, and then they're going to look to where the games are falling. You know,
Xbox and hate us.
Exactly. Another thing is, I think the next game that I think really stood out. Now, for me, this one's for me was Flight Simulator. What they have done to elevate.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. They have elevated that game. This is Microsoft. They took an open world flight simulator, and now it's going to have like a campaign type mode in it where you take on these different careers and stuff, and you have to still use the same kind of flight mechanics to fly to different locations and stuff to take care of those tasks. For instance, you might have to do mountain rescue, or you might have to do what's that? the type of firefighting in forests and stuff.
Bushfires,
Yeah,
bushfire,
yeah,
firemen,
but
and
you're
all that
right.
stuff.
Yeah, that type of firefighting. Yeah, so like it's different. You can escort VIPs around and stuff, or move large cargo. That's really cool. And I mean, I didn't even think of that, but I was like, that is a great natural elevation. I mean, yeah, a natural evolution of the flight simulator game, to change, but evolve, but and grow at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, for people who might not be interested in just like randomly flying to different locations, or maybe they've done it enough, this can bring people back in. So I thought
Mhm.
that was a brilliant idea with Flight Simulator. And so that was impressive to me. Another thing is South of Midnight. I tell you
Mhm.
that the style of that game reminds me of Coraline. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie before.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, I seen it.
You have? Oh, okay. Thank goodness.
Dear, I own every picture that Studio Leica has ever made.
I do too. I
They
was a
they
huge
had
fan of theirs.
they supplanted Pixar. Pixar is dead to me.
Yes, they were like critically underrated. They were. It
Mhm.
was like I always went to the theaters to watch anything they released.
It's
Everything they ever released.
It's Coraline, Paranorman,
Hmm.
Missing Link.
Yep.
Damn it, I'm forgetting two of them. Kubo and
Kubo.
the Six
Yep.
Strings.
Yep. You
Yeah,
got Kubo, and then you got the Box Trolls. That's another one.
yes, their
So yeah,
movies are brilliant, and
fantastic.
they're stop motion puppets. They're not.
Yes.
I don't want to get off topic. Dia, the reason why Studio Leica's movies look like you can reach out and touch them versus CGI. If you watch CGI now, any of it,
Yeah.
Spider
Yeah.
Man, Jurassic Park, it looks flat. But
Yeah.
Studio Leica's films look like you can actually reach in and touch the
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Dia, everything you've seen in Coraline or in the Box Trolls, they made it. They made it. It's an actual big ass prop or toy that they made. They made the cars. They made the people. The people are stop motion puppets. They
Mhm.
are insane over at that studio.
Yes, yes, and I love the studio. Like, I always watched anything they released in theaters. I always went to support them. So that's what South of Midnight reminds me of. It
Hmm.
just made me think about those type of movies, and I loved it. And that style, I tell you, I that one really surprised me because it was Compulsion. I tell you, Compulsion for me and to a lot of other people, they're now on the map. Now people are watching them because where they were kind of dismissed before, and they were because of We Happy Few. When they were like that, they were
That
struggling
game
for
was
money.
great.
It was a good game, but they weren't able to realize everything they wanted to do with it. But now that they're under Microsoft, they can show you what they can do. They can
Hmm.
show you. And so that was, for me, I can see why Phil picked them because I knew it before. I thought they were talented before, but this really blew my mind as to where their mind is going, and their thought process is. This is such a unique game, and it looks just unique. I can't even compare it to anything.
They are unique, and the reason why I'm excited about it because I own We Happy Few. I never finished it because there's 3 chapters. I only finished the first chapter with the English dude Arthur. But
Okay,
that's a unique.
Plus, Contrast.
Yeah.
contrast is
Contrast was a very underrated game too
Oh
because it
yeah. Oh
was small. It was a 2D side scroller that they did that you had to use the shadows to platform within the world when you had your own shadows.
so they moved
That's
around
that.
through the shadows, right? Hivot, isn't that
Yeah,
what they did? They move like the character has to move from place to
yeah.
place.
You have to move from
Shadows,
place to place using your own shadows because in the world it's all dark or like kind of like a carnival style, but it had that art style of like back in the. It's almost like a gothic
Paris in the
type of art
1920s.
from the 60s or the 70s.
right? Okay.
Like that style, but it was gothic and it was cool. It was awesome. What always got me mad though, and I didn't mean to cut you off, E-Rock. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's all right.
It just was talking about the
We're,
game.
we're used to you by now, Hebot. Don't worry about it.
No. The reason why I brought it up is because I always got mad because the game on PlayStation 4, they got it running at like 60 frames and they never patched up the one for Xbox. Even though now Microsoft owns them, they still never patched up the game. And that kind of pissed me off. But the nice thing is they did an article Even though I don't like Xbox Wire because I can't stand the guys over there. You know, like fucking fake ass. What's his name? Jez Gordon and shit, but whatever. They said that they talked to them. They had an interview, and they said it's going to be a third-person action adventure, magic and I guess swordplay type of game. It's going to be like an action game with magic and a bunch of folklore creatures in third person. So it's an action adventure game that was confirmed,
That is
and it is
cool.
in third person. Yeah. I don't know if you knew, but
I
I
did
just wanted
know
to bring it
that.
up.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that because I was kind of confused as to what the game is because you don't see anything other than the dialogue. But it seems to set the
Unlimited. He had
tone.
put the article on the chat, E-Rock, and I read it. It was pretty awesome.
Okay, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
is that the one that you were talking about, Unlimited? The one you sent, Unlimited? Oh, he might have stepped away. Okay,
he's back.
Yeah, that's the one I said yesterday that caught my interest,
okay,
even though it was a CG trailer, because I like the way the art looked with the
right.
stop motion. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You guys get it because I wasn't sure if anybody even understood why it was so special. It's because of that stop motion style of it.
Yeah.
It's just really cool,
Did they do
Everything
Paranorman too, E-Rock?
Who? Studio Leica?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they
I-
did.
Yeah, because I have that movie too. I picked
I
it up
have
on
that
4K not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like I
it's a
did,
great
I
game.
picked up the
Let me look at that.
Vostros and James and the Giant Peach.
Yep.
Yeah, they got a great track record.
Paranorman was awesome.
That was
Um,
good. Yeah.
Then they did one that was in black and white. I'm trying to remember, but it had colors only with certain things.
Yeah, Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie, thank you. That's what it was. Frankenweenie, absolutely.
Yeah, we
That's
I
what it
picked
was.
up Fox's Brown in
we
4K.
all seem to.
What happened?
What happened? Hello?
Uh-oh.
No, it sounded like you got cut off,
Yeah, it did.
Hello?
right?
Yeah,
You're cutting off,
Okay.
coming in and out. Unlimited. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what it sounded like. Maybe it's my phone. I don't know.
But yeah, that's what was great about that show and was great about Xbox is they
Mhm.
showed variety and they
It
showed
did,
diversity. When I mean diversity, for those who are listening, I don't mean there were a bunch of black people and
No.
gays holding hands. What I mean by diversity was
Thank you for saying
they
that.
showed something was there for everybody. Like
Exactly.
if you were done with Flight Simulator 3 years ago, now you're like, hey, I get to rescue folk in
Exactly.
the mountains. Cool.
But E-Rock, real quick, if I may, because of what you just said, Xbox always, I think, even from the very beginning, was one of the few companies that had a lot of diversity, even in ethnicity with their characters
Mhm.
before other people. If you really look back at it,
Mhm.
from the OG, they always were like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, all Unlimited Production and I have heard, and we've been noticing this for like almost a year now. All we've heard for like is a year. All of these big YouTubers and Dreamcast guy and a lot of people in the media and on Twitter. Oh man, I hate gaming. Gaming sucks. And so what I do is, in my spare time, when I'm not writing about Hollywood and writing about the industry, because my passion has always been movies and entertainment, but I do still follow gaming. It's my hobby. I love it. It's been a part of my life. It's been a part of my life for decades. I've noticed that these people that suddenly hate gaming, it's a pattern with them. I watch what they play, dear. And
Yeah.
what do they play? Call of Duty. What do they play? The PlayStation bangers that are hyped up and disappoint them like Forsaken or Foreclosed or whatever that game was that failed. and they wait for the next thing to hate on, like Redfall, which had they
Right.
played it, they would have realized it was actually fun.
Great
They-
gameplay. Yeah.
They play. I can't wait to play the Resident Evil remake. What are they going to remake next? So I watch what these
Yeah.
guys play, and I in particular see if they play anything eclectic. I didn't see any of these guys mentioning or picking up High on Life. I didn't see any of these guys mentioning or playing Hi-Fi Rush. I don't see any one of these big YouTubers putting over a game like Lost in Random, which came out a couple of years ago.
Right.
That looks like a Tim Burton movie, but it's a video game. I don't see any of these guys
Awesome.
playing Ravenlock or any of Coco Cucumber's games. I don't see these guys playing an eclectic brand of games.
Right.
Even that little 8-bit game, Vampire Warrior,
Survivors.
Vampire Survivor.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody but Xbox dudes and a few
Yeah.
people in the PC space playing that game. So what that tells me is what Hebot said yesterday. These guys are casuals. And there's nothing wrong with being a casual, but you can't be a casual and speak on the broader spectrum of gaming. You can't be. You can't be.
Right.
You know who can speak on the broader spectrum of gaming? Hebot, because he plays everything. I've been seeing Hebot play shit from day to
Yeah, he
East.
does play everything. Yeah.
Sega Man, Unlimited Production, all of these guys who tried different shit. I can speak on it because, you know, in the past, I've gotten hell for telling people to try games that maybe they would have never tried.
Mhm.
You know, if gaming is so terrible and it's so horrible, you need to look at what you're playing. You need to look at these games you're hyping up. And most importantly, you need to just leave. Just sell your Xbox and sell your PlayStation and leave because look, I am 54 years old. And at 54, a game like Ravenlock can come and surprise me. At 54 years old, a game like Redfall can surprise me with the work they put in. I hated seeing Redfall get dog walked. Not because I'm an Xbox dude or an Xbox shield. Not even. There's been plenty of Xbox games that I didn't connect with, Dia. I didn't connect with the Medium. I didn't connect with Scorn. But Redfall, they put so much work into Redfall.
They did.
I don't want to spoil Redfall, but I thought that the Hollow Man was the final boss. He isn't.
Right.
He isn't. The final boss is this woman called Black Sun, who is blacked out the sun, right? But in order to get to those chapters, you have to leave Redfall proper and go to another section. I don't want to finish Redfall, dear, because I don't want to leave Redfall. Why? Because they put so much work into that section of town. Listen, there is a well-to-do section in Redfall.
There is
a dock area of Redfall.
Yep.
There is an area of Redfall that's kind of slummy and lived in.
Yep.
I don't know if you see it. Yes. Like I'm looking like this is wild. There's a museum in Redfall, usually loaded with vampires. They put so much work into this game, into the just sucking you into this little town in Maine that I don't really want to leave it. And I'm like, to see this game get dog walked just because you Steam users and PC users, that version was shitty. I didn't have them problems on console. I've been having fun. To see that game get dog walked, and then just like in Hollywood, just like in the media with the movies, they destroy a movie. They destroy a movie on Metacritic or on Rotten Tomatoes. They absolutely obliterate a movie that's good and move on to the next fucking thing they hate, right? Because you know they're going to destroy the Flash next week. I ain't even fucking worried about that. I can count on them destroying the Flash like I can count on the sun get up tomorrow morning. So they destroyed Redfall right there. And so what's their next target? Starfield. Starfield. But here's what Starfield did. Todd Howard did a preemptive strike and gave you almost an hour of gameplay and showing you all of this stuff. And now people are sitting there with jealous eyes like, damn. It sucks that Xbox gets this. Why do they get everything? Well, because Phil bought everything. The fuck are you mad at us for?
Yeah, listen, E-Rock. Starfield was so impressive that even though it's going to be 30 frames per second on console, nobody cares. Yeah, because remember, they tore Redfall down for that. Yes. Nobody gives a shit about it for Starfield. No, nobody. Even people like Destin, who usually will make videos bitching, was like, nah, I got no problem with it. So that's how impressive that was yesterday.
Do you know how hard it is with the existence of it? Like, these game developers need to be like, Redfall was really creative, and now we get to Starfield. We're getting spoiled over here at Xbox. Do you know how hard it is to come up with a new concept when Star Trek exists, when Battlestar Galactica exists?
Yeah,
it's hard to create new concepts without aping other people's stuff that's already been done. It's hard to come up with new concepts. So for Starfield to look this interesting, and you know Todd Howard and Bethesda always delivers. This is not a game for everybody. I can't see.
No. Stop. No, we're not doing that.
Hold on. Can I correct myself? For a second? I can't see Hebot spending 8 hours creating a character. It ain't fucking happening. But for me right now, who has nothing but time on my hands, I'm giddy as a kid going to the daycare that I'm going to be playing Starfield in a few months. Like he about said in great detail years ago that he could not get he wanted to get into Assassin's Creed Odyssey but couldn't, and I know why. Because Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a time commitment. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey from February 2022 to April of 2002. April of 2020. Not because I was starting and stopping, because it was so loaded with content that it's a time. That's what I meant by not every game is for everybody. Time wise. Like a lot of folks aren't going to have the time to commit to Starfield. If so, you'll be playing Starfield for the next 10 years. And in case you think I'm lying, there are still modders playing Skyrim. God damn, what year is this, dear? They are still playing Skyrim. So that lets you know that Bethesda games have longevity. Bethesda's games, they look after their software because they're still putting out content for Fallout 76. This is what you want from a game, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You don't want,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to blast Madden, even though they should be blasted.
Well,
But
Todd Howard, right, today said that more than likely, right, the what's the next game they're doing? The Morrowind, I think it is, right, or the Elder,
Elder Scrolls 3.
Elder Scrolls.
right, Elder Scrolls 3 might be his last game, right?
Yeah.
And I guess what he means by that is because he's been in the industry so long. His commitment to making the games they make take so long that the man is probably tired. You know what I mean? But that tells you the kind of depth that they put into their games, whether I play them or not. That tells you the kind of commitment and
yeah,
passion and love they put into the games.
but it's like filmmaker Peter Jackson. He said I can't make another Lord of the Rings. I couldn't. I don't care if another chapter exists written by J.R.R. Tolkien. And so everybody shat on the Hobbit movies. He did them for us.
Good movies.
Yes, the fuck they were. He didn't have to make those fucking movies. He made those movies for the fucking fans. And he said that Lord of the Rings was like 10 or 11 years of his life.
9 years he stayed in Ireland, in New Zealand.
New Zealand. Him and his wife. His wife is that lady that you always see in the credits named Fran something. They can't get their fucking lives back. They. But anyway, I think there's going to have to come a time where Madden and WWE 2K and FIFA ask themselves this: is coming out with a yearly game even viable anymore? When look at CFP. Look at how CFP has kept itself refreshed with content. And now look at Flight Simulator. Who thought that Flight Simulator was going to get new content? This is what gaming should be doing. We should not be buying yearly new editions of Madden and yearly new editions of 2K, whatever. Like, I'm impressed with what Xbox is doing, and that show was impressive, Sega, man. I can't see anybody not being impressed with that show. But of course, the usual suspects aren't impressed because they're miserable.
Yeah.
And they want you guys to be miserable. They see that you guys are happy. And what did your parents tell you that misery always looks for? It always wants company. They want you to be miserable. They want you to buy a PlayStation and be miserable over there with them, waiting for Spider-Man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why that's why. Listen, Phil. I remember about 3 weeks ago when Phil pretty much said that you remember when Phil said something along the lines of losing Last Generation was the worst they could lose because people aren't going to jump from pretty much if you got an established collection on one brand, you're not going to jump to the other. So they don't even worry about. That's why yesterday wasn't even about them.
It wasn't
because they're people like that are never. There's nothing Xbox could do that could win them over. And yesterday was proof because yesterday they got the exclusive, they got single player, they got a deep dive, an hour-long deep dive into Starfield, and they're still not happy. And so I'm glad that Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Sarah Bond, and them was like, you know what? Who cares about them? They're never going to like us. We're not even going to pretend to try to kiss up to them like they were doing 5 years ago, right? Remember, 5 years ago, there would have been a whole different story. There would have been a lot more apologetics. Now it's like, no, I'm going to support Redfall. Like he said in that interview, yeah, we helped, we put a lot of resources into helping Starfield become what it is, and that looks like a massive. It looks like a massive improvement from what we saw last year, and last year looked brilliant. So I just wanted to piggyback off what E-Rock was saying, man, and why nobody in the chat watching or in this panel should ever get angry or upset of them being mad. I know it gets annoying. I know it does, because when you like something, you want to be around people who like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to Texans games as a football fan, and I don't want to sit by people like, man, this team fucking sucks, man. Like, dude, I did not spend money
not only that, Unlimited, not only that, because you're hitting a very good point. The other point of what you're saying that I think I could add to is, when you like something or when you know something looks good, you don't want to hear people saying it's bad when they haven't even tried it themselves.
Right? Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. You're absolutely spot on.
These guys are like a couple of douchebags going to like a fucking Rush concert and like, man, Rush sucks. And why the fuck are you here? Yeah. Why'd you pay? Why'd you pay $70 to get into the building? To be angry, to be upset. I don't understand why Dreamcast guy would watch 2 hours. Keep in mind, Unlimited, 2 hours of a show you're going to hate. I'm baffled by this.
Yeah, listen, and not only that, there's a psychological aspect to it, because these guys told themselves they were going to hate it, and guess what? Lo and behold, they hated it. They hated it, even though Xbox showed like 10 exclusives. A word that usually makes them cream their pants. They love exclusive. That they threw exclusives on our faces from 2017 to 2020.
AAA.
AAA. We got the bangers. You don't got God of War. We're dying for Xbox fans are dying for a God of War. Hell, a week ago, Ryan McCaffrey literally said that we're dying for Zelda.
No, we're not. I've never. If I wanted that, I would have that console. I'm not dying for that thing.
Exactly, Dea. But that's what they're thinking now that they've been. Listen, I like I said to Sega Man before y'all got here, I've never seen a company that has addressed every single criticism that they get. I mean, for the love of God, last year people said, man, Xbox, why did you show games in 12 months when that didn't happen? This year, guess what? They never said all games are released in 12 months. Now you can't throw that in their face. You know what I'm saying? So I've never seen this. I've never seen a company this progressive in the sense that when a community says they don't like something, they said, okay, cool, we're gonna fix it for you, right? And to juxtapose that, I've also never seen, as a result, I've never seen any group of fandom so ungrateful either.
Never.
Because listen, when I used to be a wrestling fan, people used to hate Vince McMahon guts, right? And so eventually people stopped watching, and it's like, okay, now and then because at some point it's like, if I'm watching this and complaining, what's the point of watching? So they stop watching. Yeah, that's what people do when they don't like something. They don't like the new Star Trek stuff. They stop watching. All right, then you see that those become a waste. People don't like the new what's that show E-Rock like? Doctor Who. They stop watching. You see, and then you see that they jumble together to try to win fans back and stuff. After, so that's usually what happens. Usually, what happens is that these companies will spit in your face and tell you to like it until you exit in mass in droves. Yeah. Xbox said, "Okay, you didn't like that? Cool. Give us a minute. We're gonna work on it." They work on it, and y'all hate them even more. It's fantastic. It's almost the psychological aspect to it is fascinating to me because
he addressed that same topic that you're talking about the 12-month window, right? And he addressed it indirectly, but still they managed to do the same thing without, people making it a topic in that interview they did with Giant Bomb, which I highly suggest for you guys to watch it, not because of the interviewers, but because of all the things that they try to do, like to try to put him on the point, like, yo, so how you guys make money with AAA? He addresses all that, him and Matt Booty, and they do it in the finest way possible, with as sharp as possible. And you should see the faces of them, when they're interviewing, like, oh, fuck. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, every angle they came at them, they got addressed. Every single angle. From the Starfield being 30 frames, from the 12-month window, from if they got other games cooking because they didn't show all of them. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's what is so different from the like Unlimited said. So they're so prevalent in making changes and adapting, and with other companies being in their position would have failed probably in a matter of months. It would have never survived. But they know how to always redirect themselves, I guess is what I'm saying.
Hey, Bob, do you know what this gaming community is like now? And all these haters, they're like an abused stepchild whose mother only gives him one meal each year, and it's always fucking spaghetti. And they're looking across the street at the other kid who's eating good shit every day, and they're putting like, aha, you're eating everything, aha. Like I've never seen anything like this in my looking at Dreamcast guy. I'm like, what are you sitting here hating on, you acne riddled lunatic? Nintendo just gave you Zelda again for the I don't know how many. People have been playing Zelda since Ronald Reagan was in office. PlayStation, you're over there waiting for Spider-Man. Like Xbox just showed you everything, and you're like, oh, this Starfield's going to suck. Oh, look at this, it's at 30 frames per second, and if you just played Zelda in 10 frames per second. Like the fraudulency in this gaming community is unreal. And when they announce Spider-Man is in 30 frames per second, it's up to all of you in the chat to put these guys' asses to the fire because I can't no more, nor do I care. But they're just so fraudulent, and you catch them in lies. You catch them in lies in a matter of hours.
If Zelda was so great, right, and they just got it, right, and the PlayStation, Spider-Man 2 demo looks so amazing that they just seen like a week ago, right? Then they wouldn't be worrying about what's going on Xbox.
That's right.
Exactly.
Because when you like something and you're so, oh my God, it's the greatest thing, you're not going to be paying attention to that. Because when you're playing a game that you like, you're paying attention to what you're playing at home on your console. Like we're going to be paying attention to what we're playing and not what they're playing because we're enjoying ourselves. So that's how you know that most of it is just rhetoric. Just to say, oh yeah, look, we got the bangers, but yet they're worrying about what's going on Xbox. You don't see Xbox people or fan base that are actually serious Xbox fans going, damn, I can't stand that Nintendo because that Zelda a good score. So we say what we say, like we'll say, oh, it's the same thing 40 years later, and we move on, right? We don't. Well,
You break it up.
that's how you know the difference, right? We got like 6-hour podcast talking about, oh my God, Microsoft still, Starfield looked mid, when yet it's the most ambitious game that we've ever seen. Since that other thing that there were other games they were doing on PC, remember a few years back that they were working on and yet they never finished it, and they actually abandoned the game. I forgot what was the name of that game. It was in space also. I forgot that they used to make a big deal about it. But they stopped. You know what I'm talking about, Unlimited?
No Man's Life?
Yeah. No, it's
No. It was another game that was exclusive to PC.
Yeah,
they were like, it can only be done from PC.
Yeah, and it's also got star in the title.
Yeah, it's like a star sign. It was on, and then it was in beta form.
If Vodka or Relish are watching, I guarantee they know.
Yeah. It was on beta form for like
Star Citizen.
for like 4 years.
That's
It's
what I
called
was
Star
thinking.
Citizen.
Star
That's what it was.
Citizen.
Right. And yeah, it was in beta form, not the finished product, right? It was on beta for so long that they don't even talk about the game no more. The game's I don't even know if they're working on it anymore. But that was the last time when you see something this ambitious. But this is actually a finished product, right?
This is more impressive, by the way.
Right, and it has a lot more impressive things, right? And so, for you to say, like I said, even me not being a fan, for you to say what you saw on screen, oh yeah, that's mid. You clearly are not being real. You're being fake, and you're not being honest, because what they're achieving, I don't even know how it's possible on console right now or on PC, to be honest, because it's just so ambitious. It has so many things you can do. 1,000 planets? What? That's fucking crazy.
Starfield should be celebrated as an artistic achievement.
Right, as an artistic
But-
achievement. Exactly.
But because the box says only on Xbox, they gotta pretend. And by the way, they're pretending. By the way, they gotta pretend to hate it. This is the equivalent of somebody like I don't even know what the because it's like if somebody's a Vincent Van Gogh fan but hates the Mona Lisa. Like
Yeah.
that shit,
Right.
Mona Lisa. Nah, man, that Vincent Van Gogh painting, he cut off his ear for a reason. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
That'd be like some, and it sounds crazy, you know, because it is crazy when you put it that
Right.
way.
Right.
Because something this ambition that's not just beloved by all gamers, it shows the poison of today's era, basically, man. Where you just can't, for some reason, you just can't universally love anything anymore.
Plus, it also shows that the new age gamers, right? When I say new age, are the ones that grew up from
No. It's not new age because I could tell you, Dreamcast guy is like 45.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he's an anomaly because he's just a fucking troll that wants to get fucking clicks. He don't care. What he's doing on YouTube is because he's getting money. He's not doing it because he actually cares about gaming, and he shows that with his actions, right? When I'm talking about new age gamers, like, you know, these young kids that grew up on PS2 going forward, right? From PS2 up, maybe even PS3, right? That they don't know the struggles, the history, how long, how difficult it was. The fact that gaming was even considered a joke. That even there was a time when if you talked about it, you were a gamer, people called you a nerd, girls didn't want to talk to you, you know, things like that, right? These guys are the ones with that kind of attitude and idea where they think it's just, it's the technology's there. It's just easy to do. It's not a big deal. That they don't. There's not a lot of hard work and artistry and time consumption from families and stuff like that to create these games. They think, it's no big deal. You know, it's easy. It just they swear up and down that it's like as you know, as getting in your car, learning how to drive, and going home or something like that, right? When it's not, it's a very different thing. There's a reason why it takes years and years for these games to be made. There's a reason why you need thousands of people sometimes on a project. There's a reason why it costs upwards of almost $100 or $200 million to make games nowadays, right? When we were growing up, the games they were making, they were probably like 50,000, maybe 100,000 to make. You know, not to knock my generation, but there was a difference. There was a reason why it was a lot easier. Just like it was easier to accomplish something like 60 frames. Why? Because the games weren't as ambitious and complex. And that's another point Phil had talked about that he said. Even when they bring out new engines and tools where they say, this is going to make it way easier for developers to achieve what they want or get that 60 frame lock with the high fidelity graphics, that it never turns out that way because the ambition just gets bigger and broader, and it makes it just as difficult as it was when they thought they didn't have enough technology there. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, that's it's kind of lost. These gamers get lost in the translation, so to speak. They don't realize how difficult and complex it is to make games. It really is.
They get lost in translation and they're being influenced by people like Dreamcast guy.
Right, exactly. That's just a stupid troll. Right.
These guys that are on YouTube and these guys that are trolling and it's literally an ignorance. I understand about tribalism. I get it. I see it in all walks of entertainment, even in the movie industry, even in entertainment. People are into their tribes. They want to belong to something. AEW fans are going to fight with WWE fans, right? Instead of being wrestling fans. PlayStation and Xbox is going to be fighting forever because that community has had an extra grind with y'all since the Xbox 360 kicked the PS3's ass. But now I'm seeing a level of ignorance and stupidity that's off the charts. I get tribalism, but what I don't get is well, I want to follow these guys because hey, you guys are dissing Redfall. Well, me too. Well, I didn't play it, but I heard. That's the first problem is you heard. Like I had stopped making videos trashing PlayStation games a long time ago because even though my show was my channel was satire, I realized that it was disingenuous of me to make fun of these PlayStation games if I haven't played them.
Yeah, but the difference is you did it to try to be funny, and you knew that you were trying to be funny. you didn't really were doing direct insults because you were trying to down the product because you knew you never tried it like that.
Yeah,
So there's
these
a
guys,
difference,
yeah, these guys are they're actually trying to down the product, and
right?
actually they lie. They join these cliques and lie and say, well, we're for the developers. How can you be for the developers when you're crashing them every 5 seconds? How can you be for the developers when
Right.
you dog walk
Righty.
fucking Arcane Studios, who tried their best? They made a few mistakes. The game was still good, but because everybody else was dog walking Arcane Studios, ooh, guys, me too. Look at me, look at me. I got a funny joke. I got a funny caption. Look at me, look at me, look at me, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and then have the nerve to say that they're doing it for the betterment of the company. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
But I saw a guy on Instagram today on Xbox's page, and I'm like, why are you even fucking here? Well, if they bought Activision, where are the games at? I'm like, well, dude, these games they don't make these games in 2 fucking days. This isn't.
Guys, I'll be back. I gotta take a phone call. Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. This
Right.
is 1982, where the developer of ET made that game in a closet in 3 hours.
Like fucking 3 months. Yeah.
These games, 3 months. You giving ET too much credit, nigga. You made that shit in 3 hours. There's a reason why they found ET boxes of ET in landfills all across the United States.
Yeah,
But like these games, like you said, cost millions of dollars now. The developers are gone who just couldn't hang. It just got cost prohibitive for them, and now these guys they want these games to come out in seconds. I heard Redfall was in development for years, and you can see
even before they were acquired.
So it's like these games, they're not coming out no time soon. We're lucky that we're getting Senua's Saga next year. We're lucky that they finally told us that Avowed is coming next year. These games are taking longer and longer and longer to come out. Yeah, there's some fast turnaround with a fucking Madden. There's some fast turnaround with WWE. There will be a WWE 2K24, and they haven't patched all this shit wrong with 2K22. I don't know how they turn around. Okay, yeah, there's anomalies. There's outliers like Playground Games and Forza Horizon. I don't know how the fuck they do that shit over there. I don't know how they turn around those games so fast and they're brilliant. But for most studios, it takes years to make these games, man.
Right. Well, I mean, in Exile and Obsidian are becoming that type of developer too because they've been baking and cooking fast.
So, like, it's just a level of ignorance now that have we lost Dia?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
It's a level of ignorance now, Dia, that I've just never seen before. I just ignore it. I just laugh at it because, like Unlimited Production said, they're just jealous. They hate everything y'all got going. Listen, it boils down to you guys have dealt with children before, haven't you? You guys went to kindergarten once. They're mad at you. They want games to be day and date on PlayStation Plus, and it's not going to happen. Nintendo fans want games to be day and date on Nintendo on a service. It's not going to happen. So when someone else is eating good, of course you're going to hate them. And just buy an Xbox.
May I add something?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I sat and watched this guy's review of the Xbox. I don't know. I didn't know if he was a PlayStation guy or not. I didn't know because he didn't have anything in his title that indicated it. And I watched him, and through most of the games, the main thing he was concerned about was it an action, over the shoulder kind of thing. I was like, he said this for every kind of game. I mean, and I was like, I realized then, that this guy is. I don't think he meant anything negative by it.
He's conditioned.
He's conditioned, yes, and I think that's some of the problem is that I think that PlayStation did a good job at raising these kids to think that gaming is only one thing, and I think that's gonna honestly, I think what Phil gave up on is that generation because he can't tell them what a good game is and what a good game isn't. So I think that what Xbox is doing is pivoting to the younger groups, and this is why some Xbox people feel a little uncomfortable, but because Phil has to reach out to other areas to get these extra gamers, but they have to do it. They have to grow, but they know good and well they're not going to grow with anybody from PlayStation. So,
my God.
So yeah, I just wanted to state that because I haven't really heard anybody really talk about that, but it's kind of sad because this guy seemed to like what he saw, But if it didn't fall into that little niche category there, he it's like he didn't know what to make of it. Like, I don't think they understand why Xbox makes the games they make. But to me, it's quite clear. Xbox wants to be like Nintendo and PlayStation in that they want to have their own identity. Like when you see a game that's like way out there, you think, oh, that's Xbox, because they'll
Yeah. Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
definitely,
Right?
definitely.
Now you look at Nintendo and it's very samey and it fits their style, you know it's a Nintendo.
I
game,
think
right?
I think Xbox identity is clear after the trailer coming to Game Pass. That's the identity right there.
Right.
Yeah.
You want a hack and slash? Is it coming to Game Pass? Yeah, okay. That's Xbox identity to me.
Mhm.
That's why there's so much variety, and that's why you can't call it the shooter box like you used to in the 360 days.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why they got games for everything and everybody. Because you can't have an identity if you're that broad. You just can't.
Yeah.
You know. And so since they chose to be that broad, they figured, well, you know what people love? They love that when those games come out, they could just hit download on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that's their identity going forward, in my opinion.
And I will also say this: there's a lot more people that's in that PlayStation side that has Game Pass, a lot more than I thought they did, because they was watching that show so they can see what they wanted to play. I'm like, how are they going to do that without an Xbox?
You want to hear the irony in that statement you just said?
What's that?
Just said, he confirmed in that interview that their biggest market growing right now is the PC market. The very same people that talk shit about them the most.
Yeah.
Well,
which is crazy.
I disagree with that. I think there's some segments that do, but not everybody fits into that category. It's similar to like.
Well, I mean, you know how when you argue with a PC person, because I'm not, the first thing always, why would I play it on an Xbox? I play the better version on a PC, when they don't understand that console gamers have a different mentality than a PC gamer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I've always had friends that own consoles with PCs, so I don't get where that's coming from. And also, I want to add this in to just go back to what E-Rock said about that too. See, I don't look at us as being separate. I'm a part of Xbox's ecosystem, whether it's
right.
or console. I don't see the separation there, but I hear a lot from you guys, the separation, like, and I get it. It's PC elitist people that even I don't like.
Oh yeah,
that do that, and it's PlayStation people who do that I don't like. But be real careful with that, because I am trying to get more PC people to try out Game Pass, and says a lot of times they don't know. I'm telling you that you think they should know it, but they don't. Like, I have to often tell people what Game Pass is, how it works, and all. They don't know. They just think it's another subscription service, something
the retailers aren't telling them. These guys they're still going to box stores, and the retailers aren't educated.
They're not telling them. I'm telling you now. I'm just giving you guys a heads up of what's going on that side, because I try to get people to get more into. I tell them I promote Xbox not because I'm paid for it, because I enjoy it and I would like to play games. Right. Come out in Game Pass with them there, But a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, I can't do it because I can't afford it," or I'm on a budget and I can't get a game this month. I realize that's how I was before. But I'm like, you don't have to be like that anymore. You can. That same game is on Game Pass. See, they haven't figured that out. So the people I know, like Redfall, okay, just like when you said E-Rock, well. The PC people complaining Redfall. Well, Redfall was worse on PC based on from what I've heard from Zinc and all that stuff. It was issues, but
that's true.
Like that, they played with me and we played through those issues, but it was issues. I can't pretend that it was no issues there. So, but I don't think it's right for a group of people, because most of my friends bought the game. They did not get it off the Game Pass. They bought it. They paid their money to get the game. So it's not fair to say that they have to just eat that because they're on PC. No, you don't do that. We're not PlayStation people, ponies like that. We're not like that. I don't want us to be like that. A Xbox gamer, if they're investing money into the ecosystem, whether it's through Game Pass or through buying your games, because that's how I started out on Xbox. I bought the games. I bought all those games that I own that's still on PC, but it's Xbox games. I bought Grounded over there. I didn't know about Game Pass then when I bought those games. So,
and did you know the? Sorry, I didn't mean. I just want to add.
Yeah.
Did you know that if you buy the console version, you always get the PC version free.
No, I did not know that. I didn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't get. I
Yeah,
couldn't
you
get a console for the longest time though. Like when I finally
Mm.
knew about Game Pass and the Xbox, it took me a long time to get. I think I told Unlimited and Iraq and Sega Man this before.
Right. No, I'm saying it because a lot of people probably don't know that as well.
No,
like
I didn't
in the
know
PC
it.
space. Yeah, you buy the
they didn't
Xbox
know
console version,
Yeah.
you always get the PC version free.
Okay, that's awesome. That's good to know.
Mhm.
So, okay, so yeah, then I can do that from now on. But if I don't know it, I can't tell them about it. But I try
Right.
to tell them as much as I know, because any of my friends know that. Like Diablo, I played on the Xbox console when I played it with my friend who's on PC, and we played
Okay.
together. So
Mhm.
I think he has an Xbox, but most of the time he can't play it because the other family members are on it. So, but anyway, hello.
He probably doing a cruise ship,
What is that? Yeah.
and he busting the grub.
What was that?
He been
Oh,
having more,
okay.
Phone vibrating.
Oh,
he been
okay,
more
okay.
shit going on.
I was like, okay, yeah. So I just wanted to make that clear because I want to encourage people to get not anybody, but people who I think would make good members of the Xbox ecosystem. They're good gamers. They've always owned a console anyway, but I'm trying to get them out of thinking that they need a PlayStation into thinking they need an Xbox. And to do that is sometimes hard because they don't know enough about it. And again, I don't want the bickering between the two. Like if some people are willing, which my friends were willing to buy games from Xbox, no problem. They were willing to do that, no problem, and had played the game and enjoyed it. They liked the game. So they know that it's better than how people rated it down. Because they even said, like, wow, did you see how many people marked the game down on Steam? And I said, yeah, I said they review bombed that though. Most of those people never even played it. Because how I know, because I don't see it. I don't see them actually playing the game. All they have to do is kind of buy it. I think you can't leave a review on Steam unless you own the game. So they'll buy the game or something and maybe return it in that short amount of time. They give their little review bomb and then that's it. But yeah, I told them that I don't believe based on what they were saying that they even played the game. You can usually tell a person who played Redfall from one who didn't. Because they'll say the same on there, oh, it's barren. You didn't even get past the first part of it.
Exactly.
Or that the game is broken. You can't do nothing. Yes, you can play the game. The game has bugs.
I know you're not talking about a game being barren when y'all played Elden Ring. Come on.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Hold them in a lie.
So, yeah, I mean, it's so many misconceptions. But, yeah, I told friends that just wait until they come out with the patch because that way they can have the best experience with it. I don't know. I thought the patch would come out sooner than it has been because I don't even think it's been out yet. So, the patch to fix the bus on the PC side of things, I told them to wait a bit because it was worse on the PC side than it was on the console side.
They released an update today.
Did they? Okay, now that might be the patch. Okay, see, that might be the patch. But I was just telling them that because they would just be more frustrated than they would be enjoying the game, and I didn't want them to have that kind of experience. But yeah, I'm trying to get more people from that side to see because I want Game Pass to be supported. I want Xbox to be supported. And like I said, the bigger the gamer pool and the more money comes in, the more stuff they can buy, the more
successful it is, the better it is for all
there
gamers.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it. I don't now the pony bots are different. These people actually know about Xbox and they're
lost.
Like
let me share a quick story with you guys if I can.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So they all correlates to what you were just saying about wanting to let people know and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Just last night, true story. I have a friend of mine, right? His name's Jorge. He's a pony to the core, but he loves playing on Xbox too because that's where he finds more of an audience online and that they'll play with.
Right.
Especially when he plays, games like the World War Z that are very heavy on co-op.
Oh yeah.
Or GTA and stuff like that. And then something happened to his GTA account on PlayStation where it got messed up, completely erased everything. So now he lost everything. He can't get it back.
Oh.
I forgot what it was. But anyway, he's plays with this girl on Xbox. So this gamer girl, right? Sounds like an older lady too. She's like a retro style. She reminds me a lot of a other girl that used to be in the Xbox community earlier on named Nancy, and then she wanted to play neutral and kind of flip flop.
Okay.
But anyway, I was talking to her, right? Because I heard her complaining, and he was trying to talk to her about how she felt that she didn't want to upgrade in order to be able to play, Resident Evil. I think one of the Resident Evil had a higher fidelity or a higher quality because she invested a lot on the Xbox One X, and she had a lot of games and stuff with her, and she feel like she did it because she wanted to play the game at the best at the best performance that she could. But she didn't want to invest the money yet because she felt like she had too much money invested in the Xbox One X. So I got on the mic and I explained to her, I said, listen, do you realize that your investment is future proof? Because when you just bought the S, right, you brought your entire digital library with you. Number one, I told her you're going to play at better quality. And all your peripherals go forward with you because they're forward compatible. On top of that, you have 4 generations of Xbox consoles that you can actually play backwards compat on the new console. The only caveat is, since the S is only digital, you can only play the digital version. So if you have disc, then I would suggest, or I would recommend, for maybe down the road, to upgrade to the Xbox Series X because it has a disk drive, right? But she was more upset because she had to pay the $300 and whatever up front. I said, another thing, I don't know why Jorge didn't tell you, because he likes to do that. He don't like to give the information because he's a real diehard Sony fan. And he got mad at me, but I told him in front of her. Xbox is the only company that offers Xbox All Access, right? And I said, what that is that you go to either through their store or through, like, let's say, one of their providers. I forgot who it was. I think it's AT&T. One of them that they use, and you can buy an Xbox console and you finance it, paying it monthly for 2 years with no interest tacked on, and you can play it at the convenience of only paying $15 a month, right? And they give you 2 years of Xbox Live and Game Pass included in the price tag, right?
He bought.
What? Yeah.
He bought, man. When did you turn into a door-to-door salesman?
Oh, you stupid! You're stupid. You're so stupid.
He out here giving us the throwdown like we don't know this.
No, because that's how I had to explain it to her. Because she was really upset about having to buy the console.
Right.
So I said, you had that as an option. And then as soon as Dia said that people don't know, that's why I was like, it rung a bell, right? Because she is the same type of people that Dia's talking about, right? She had no clue. She wanted to be on Xbox, but she didn't want to make the investment because she didn't know her options.
Yeah, that's something definitely the Xbox crew need to work on then, because
it's
not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to let them know this stuff.
Thank you.
I agree.
Even though it's good that you told her, because I've done the same too. People ask me, there people. Now I didn't go into detail like he bought. I'll be sitting down like, all right, well, if you.
She didn't know about Game Pass either, Unlimited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've told people about Game Pass, but I just simply tell them, it's like the Netflix of gaming, and people like, oh shit, that sounds cool. And next time I talk to them, they'll say, hey man, that Game Pass is pretty dope. I've told a handful of people that in my So yeah, that's definitely something the Xbox crew should work on. If they didn't know, because
especially like with All Access.
It's such a massive part of their current business strategy. It's hard to believe that it's still not a general. It should be. Game Pass should be pretty much 1-to-1 with the Xbox brand going forward. Basically,
of course.
Like when you hear Xbox, you hear Game Pass. Basically, I think that's how they should market it.
Like in every billboard that you see for Xbox and stuff like that.
And they need to bring back. Giving a month of Xbox codes with the consoles as well. Because buy the consoles, they don't have the free. Remember how they used to give you a free month a game?
Yeah.
Right,
They
right.
stopped that this generation. I think they should do that again. Because if eBot had to do all that, you know,
That's a lot.
because
Yeah.
it's one thing if you do it the way I did in passing, like, hey man, what's that? Oh, it's Game Pass. I like the Netflix game. Oh shit, that sounds cool. But he about telling her the whole business strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because she was really afraid of making the leap forward because she didn't want to lose whatever she invested in the Xbox
Right,
last gen console.
right.
What?
And
the
I
reason
told her
why-
you didn't. You pretty much protected everything you have because they give you that freedom.
Yeah.
the
In
reason-
my case, it was the subscription. They kept seeing it like paying for a Ubisoft Plus or
Mhm,
something like that.
mhm,
They-
mhm,
that's
mhm.
in their head. That's what they think. They don't think those are bad, but sometimes that's added onto what they already have, and they
Mhm.
just think they can't handle that, you know. But then they don't understand everything you get in Game Pass. It's just different.
And what's included. Mhm.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
and see, that's a problem. Like Unlimited Production said, it shouldn't be Dia's job to even though it's nice what she's doing and it's from a good place. Microsoft and Xbox have damn near unlimited resources.
Right.
Like you should be getting information out there. And like Unlimited said, Game Pass should be synonymous with Xbox. Basically, what Hebot's friend Jorge did to that girl was he subjected her to a news blackout. And that's
Right,
where
right.
every YouTuber and every influencer and every
yes.
jazz chord and every Paul Pastor does.
I'm gonna defend this friend because if somebody was telling me that I you know, sometimes I pick and choose what information I give out as well. I don't if somebody because it's not so your video games is not a life-threatening situation. So I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't feel the need to tell somebody about Xbox or Game Pass and none of that shit either. At most,
Yeah, but he did it being a fanboy. You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
Yo, dude, let me tell you something, Unlimited. If you knew someplace where I could get cheaper food and didn't tell me and you ain't friends no more, nigga. Okay? Real rap. We done. We don't even call me no more, bro. You knew I was free, bro. You kept that shit to yourself. You subjected me to a news blackout. That's what that. Look. I'm gonna just keep a buck. I came into a little bread back in. I had my savings from when I drove tours here in Philadelphia. But a boy of mine, he was like, "Yo, E, you was an independent contractor, right?" Yeah, I was. You filled out a 1099, right? Well, the government got money for you because of this COVID and because your company was closed down because of COVID. You can't work anymore, right? So,
Yeah,
so
but that's way different than video games.
but no. It's the same shit. It's the same shit because let me explain what he did. What he did was he put me down with information. Unlimited Production. The other bulls on the block wouldn't. My other neighbor knew about this shit. He knew I was an independent contractor and ain't tell me shit.
Right,
My boy next door, guy rest his soul, who smoked weed, was like, "Yo, E, you better get your bread, nigga." So that's like, if I knew about Game Pass, right, and somebody had an Xbox and they was busy buying their games at $70,
Right,
I'd be like, "Yo, why the fuck are you buying the games? Like when Game
That's what
Pass
I was
exists."
thinking. That's what I was saying.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to subject you to that's a news blackout. That's that shit that Germany did. You know what I mean?
Right.
They cut motherfuckers off from
Well,
information.
the way I look at it is, I would want somebody to tell me if I'm not in the know. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's
right.
a common
Yeah.
courtesy, boy. What your boy Jorge was doing was slimy. With
He
the
was just
reason-
being a fanboy. That's why I said.
Here's what Jorge did.
A much different situation than what was in my head.
Well, no, you look, you be cool, dog. But I see shit in black and white. You either commit the crime or you not. Like look. There's no way in hell on the street that if I could put you down with some shit. Now normally I would say fuck it, but I'm not going to sit and watch cats struggle and not be like, "Yo, man, here's you can come up." What Paul Tassi and Dreamcast guy are doing, they know Game Pass
That's wrong.
is
Yeah.
They know Xbox is a superior value, but if less people know about it, they ain't gonna buy it. So what we gotta do is tell them it's great over here at PlayStation. Don't you want to play Spider-Man?
Yep.
Instead of
Right. But that still doesn't. He still has a point though. Yeah, I mean, Unlimited has a point in the sense that Microsoft should be more
It's their
work
job,
harder on
right.
that. That's
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
I can say like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, I don't mean to come off like an asshole. It's just that
No, come on,
I'm
unlimited.
trying to explain the way he
Yeah.
was breaking it down. In my head, I'm picturing him literally just giving her the whole speech of like, this is
Unlimited. When have you ever
And it's like,
known me?
I'll tell some- whenever I ever
Unlimited.
know what.
When have you ever not known me to be detailed?
Well,
You know,
that's-
that's just me.
Yeah, that's true. Because if I was in his shoes, at most I'd be like, "Hey, why aren't you using Game Pass?" And if she was like, "What's Game Pass?" We're like, "Oh, it's the Netflix of gaming."
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know what more information to give you after that.
Right.
He about knows the whole business plan, so you know I don't blame him. But me, if
I had to. I got a big family.
yeah, man, his shoes. If I saw that, I'd be like, "Hey, man, you know that's on Game Pass." If she said, "What's Game Pass?" I'd say, "Oh, it's the Netflix of gaming. It's super cheap. You could just."
Plus,
get it
I'm gonna
right
be
now."
honest. I'm gonna be honest too, brother. I did it because I knew Jorge was doing it to be a slime ball, like you said.
See, that's true.
He was trying to be a fanboy.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know anybody
saying.
like that. I don't know anybody like that.
Why y'all think I'm joking? He was subjecting that shit to a news blackout.
Right.
Look that shit
Right.
up. Look. If you don't want somebody to know about something, you don't tell them about it. You don't
Right.
let them know about it, man. And so, actually, he doing his friend dirty. He's doing her damage.
Right.
All because he don't want her to have.
Yeah, because she was just completely in the know. She was blackout. She didn't know nothing. When I told her, she was like, "Are you serious?" Like she had no.
How's that possible? She didn't know because a lot of times when you open Xbox, that you see literally on Game Pass now. On Game Pass, is it different if you're not subscribed?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain to you. I'm gonna explain to you.
I'm very curious how she wouldn't know at all.
Okay.
Oh, who dropped? Oh, he about dropped.
He about.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear his reason. Because,
Yeah, he was just
you know,
getting.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll
You
be
know,
back.
I'm not saying I'm like an asshole who purposely withdraw information from
He'll be
people.
back. There he is.
But in a situation like this, I'm just curious. I'm very curious on how she didn't know.
If I had to take a guess, Brother Unlimited, to answer your question, right? She sounded a lot older, but she's been playing for years. She's like, I keep all my consoles and all my games. That's just how I do things. I've been playing games for a long time. And I guess since she's older, she probably one of those people that's definitely not on social. And when she goes to the tab, she probably just boots up the game and doesn't really pay attention to the advertisements. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are people that do that, Unlimited. You forgot when the 360 era, all these fucking games that came out, and all these dudes were like, I didn't know that shit was on the 360, motherfucker. Dude, every week they had new games, and that's the first thing I did was check the new releases. They're like, Dust was on the Xbox? What the hell is Marlo Briggs? I never played that. What's Cancel Crashers? Like, people legitimately don't look.
Yeah,
It's wild, but they do that.
Yeah, because I you know it's weird because when I look on my Xbox, I don't spend more than like 10 seconds on the home screen either. But even my eyes notice that little Game Pass.
Right. You're very observant
right there.
though, too. Remember that.
It's so right there in your face. It's little hard, but you know people do. You're right. People won't pay attention to everything. So yeah, I guess
A lot of people pay attention to a headline, won't even read the article. E-Rock said that many years ago when we talked about it. They read the headlines and that's it. They don't even read.
And
So
again,
they'll be like, "Oh, that shit gotta be true." Like you can't, a lot of people do that, unfortunately.
that's even worse because they base their opinion off the headline.
Oh yeah.
And again, what's more egregious is these people at the box stores. They don't know anything. I said it.
Yeah. They don't know shit.
I'm
A lot of them don't.
walking to a Best Buy from time to time. They don't know. I'm apt to the movie theater that I used to go to, and I'll probably go to again in about a week. Is right next to a GameStop, right? So while I'm waiting for the movie, I'll go walk over to GameStop. Look, I have seen this. I've seen dudes in line and people and moms and their kids are consumers. Well, what's Game Pass? And I've seen the dudes shuffle them over to the PlayStation aisle. I've seen this.
Wow.
If you go to GameStop, though, if you go to GameStop, it's not because they don't know. It's because a lot of the people that work at GameStop that are younger, they're actual fanboys of either Nintendo or PlayStation, and they deliberately don't say shit because they don't want Xbox to get a win or a sale with their favorite box.
I've seen this one. This is the one that I've seen. It's actually the opposite of your experience, Ebot ED Rock.
Okay.
It was this. why are you buying that? It's on Game Pass. That's what I've seen. I've seen somebody stop somebody from buying something because it's on Game Pass.
That is true.
Right.
I guess it's lose with these guys.
I've seen that too.
Do that so many times because, like I said, people on PC are so used to just buying what they want, but they have to budget. And I be trying to tell. I was like, I can play it. I got it's on Game Pass. Most of the games you believe it or not end up on Game Pass. So I'm like, it's on Game Pass. I don't have to pay for anything. You know, I think sometimes it throws them off because I'll buy certain games that I like a whole lot, and I just say I want to own it. But you know, I don't have to pay for it nowhere near as much as they do because they just still in that mindset. And I'm just trying to tell them about Game Pass that you get access to the whole thing, and it's not no one type of game. Like with Ubisoft, it's just Ubisoft games.
It's just Ubisoft products, right?
That's what I think they're thinking in their head, that Game Pass
that is just one Xbox products, right?
With nothing else in there. You know, like it's not that. You know, it needs. I just think that Xbox needs to do a better job at explaining things to people. On the
they do. They do. I think in that aspect they do. Because look, I hear people all the time say shit like, "Oh, but Xbox don't have no exclusive." I heard they just got Multi-Blast.
Oh yeah,
I hear people saying shit like that.
See, stuff like that. That's on Xbox as well because the world is too connected to not for some information to not almost be common knowledge, really. You know what I'm saying? It's just way too. Listen, my grandma has an iPhone. If she has an iPhone, then I know that that's the world we live in, right? Because you know, so we're so connected. Xbox has got to find a way to make Game Pass synonymous with Xbox because these stores are absurd. You know, they're absurd. You know,
they be doing crazy shit, and in the sales people, it's either like E-Rock said. Either they don't know shit because they're young, they just come in and do a job, they're not really into it, or it's something because they're fanboys and they only sell their preferred platform. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing. Imagine Xbox. It's crazy that Xbox don't have dedication like that because imagine not working for Sony and still finding ways to help them. That's bullshit to me. That'd be like if I helped another oil company or some shit.
Oh, crazy. But it's a reality. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times, especially in GameStop. And the other place that's notorious is Best Buy. Best Buy.
Yeah.
I remember when I went on Black Friday to buy, I forgot what it was. It was like 3 years ago, like right before pandemic. And I think my son and I went to get like a TV or some shit like that for him, like a small TV. Anyway, make a long story short, basically we waited for a long time. There was mad people buying that year. They were buying the Xbox, right? The Xbox One S, I think it was. And the guys, you saw them because they had a lot of PS4s that were moving, that were bundled up. I think it was with the Uncharted, if I remember correctly. And they were like, "Oh, Don, don't get that. That shit garbage. It has no games, and you need an internet connection all the time. Get the PlayStation." I seen the sales rep myself doing it. I'm like, yo, what is you doing?
I got it. I'm going to say something a bit controversial. That's kind of impressive to have a fan base that dedicated, that at their own fucking jobs. Could you? I could not imagine working a sales job and being like, let me not sell as much as possible. Let me sell just one brand.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah, if that's
that's what E-Rock called them crazy. Like, yo, they're the cultists. That's why they said they have a cultist mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to sell based on the consumer's preference. For example, if somebody came to me and said, "I want a game console that I can play with myself, but with my kids," because my kids are, let's say, 5 and 6, they don't really know how to play elaborate games. So I want to play games that are more kiddish. Then I'll be like, listen. To be honest, it may not be the biggest bang for your buck, but I think the best bet for you will be a Nintendo, right? Then if somebody goes, "Man, I want to I want to get a console, but I want a console that predominantly just has more Japanese RPGs or story narrative RPG based on manga or anime," I gotta say the console you gotta get is a PS4 because all the Japanese developers put everything on there, whether they pay for it or not, because it's a Japanese-owned console and it's big in Japan. That's the console you got to get. If they tell me I want to play with my friends, feel like I'm in a community, have a good time online, and have a multitude of different type of games and diversity, then Xbox is the one I'm going to recommend. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Therefore, I'm glad I don't work in retail, man, because eventually, man, when I do go back to work in the future, which is inevitable, man, I don't have the disposition for that shit. Excuse me, sir, I'm a new gamer. Which one of these 3 consoles should I buy? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of my I'm saying, sir, I'm not getting a commission from these motherfuckers. Like, get out of here, man. But anyway, it's just, yeah, Xbox has unlimited resources. They should be letting people know what Game Pass is, because it's sad to say, I've seen it on Instagram every day. People will not do, me and Unlimited talk about it all the time. People will not do a simple Google search.
No.
You will learn whatever you need from Google or
That's because they
Wikipedia.
don't want to learn the truth, E-Rock. That's why they won't do that search.
Yeah.
Well, Wikipedia might be fake. Wikipedia is fact checked. They take shit down all the time. Well, Google might be fake, man. How do we know that the moon landing wasn't fake? I give up. At that point, I just give the fuck up. Soon as you say the moon landing was fake or the world was flat, I give up. I can't fuck with you no more.
Yeah, not long after the iPhone came out, Steve Jobs said something around the line of, "We tell people what they want." And at the time, that quote confused me. But as I gotten older, I now understand what he meant by that. And Xbox need to tell people what they want, and that's going to be Game Pass.
Exactly.
And they got the resource to do it. They're one of the top 3 biggest companies on the planet, not in the country, not in the state of California, on the planet Earth. So it's not like they're starved for anything. So yeah, the fact that we even have the discussion in 2023, 7 years after Game Pass been around, is nuts. Now, but before we move on, Goggle Poe had an interesting comment where he said something about lines about how Game Pass didn't grow overnight, I think, or how there are more people. People underestimate Xbox and Game Pass all the time. There's a lot more fans than people realize. It's building up quietly, and that's what happened with Netflix, because Netflix did not overtake Blockbuster. Netflix was around for a little while before Blockbuster went under. Let's not forget that. Yeah. So that part is correct. But
Blockbuster was laughing at Netflix.
Yeah, they're literally laughing at them. Laughed them out the building when they could have purchased them or something like that, right? So that's true. But with that said, since they got the resources, go ahead and tell people what they want going forward. Go ahead and be aggressive with promoting outside of the gaming bubble. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'll pay off dividends.
Yeah.
Well, you guys remember that Xbox made a deal like 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, with GameStop, where GameStop was on the verge of bankruptcy. You guys remember? And they did a deal with them, $multi-million deal, and basically they provide all the technologies for them. Like they added some stores where they have like these pads, like the tablets, so that they could deal with customers one-on-one on the actual floor, where they could look something up right there on the spot. The customer has to ask them something. And this all came into play, but the only thing they were telling them was that if you push any of our products, games, hardware, peripherals, whatever, we'll give the store more, incentives or more money, basically, and even give little like bonuses on your page, for helping us push the product, which is basically incentives. But these guys in GameStop, they don't practice it. They're supposed to do that, but they don't practice it. That's why, if you guys remember, they shifted all the products of Xbox to the front of the store, and then put the Nintendo and PlayStation stuff in the back of the store. Originally, when you would go in, the first thing you saw was PlayStation. Then you would see Nintendo, and Xbox would be all the way in the back in the corner. Even their kiosks with the TV on would always be off, but the one for PlayStation and Nintendo would always be on.
Yep.
When you went into GameStop, if you ever noticed that.
That is
so that all changed once they did that deal. And when you go now, everything's Xbox first, and on the other side is PC, and then you see PlayStation, and then Nintendo. You know what I mean? That's how they set it up. But that's the reason why, because Microsoft has a deal with them, but their employees do not practice what they're supposed to be doing in order to help them push products.
Yeah, And here's where Microsoft's at fault, because if they assuming they know this, take away any funding and let them sink if that's the case. You know, I understand. You know, like business is not nice, unfortunately. No. And if GameStop's got to suffer after you gave them millions to keep them afloat, and they don't want to mandate their employees to push your product, then so be it. And here's the thing: employees will fall in line. I think we've all worked shitty jobs before, or retail jobs, or whatever. People will fall in line if you mandate things. You know. So and I guarantee.
Well, I think that's probably the problem. Unlimited. They probably told them that it's something that they suggested if they do it, then they'll get these bonuses and things, but they didn't mandate it, because you know how Microsoft is. They're very lean back.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we'll do this for you. They'll throw the offer out there if you do this, but if you don't have to really do it, if you don't want to, you get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of their biggest problems. That's why people misconstruct them being, very professional in a sense, and being modest in a lot of ways, and and they confuse it for them being weak, or they're just dumb. You know, Xbox got no balls, because excuse the language, because they don't mandate shit, they don't push this shit. They don't mandate developers to make physical copies. That's one of the things you probably heard, Unlimited. You know what I mean? Because I've heard that. You know, so but that's just the way they do business. I think their motto is that if they leave people be as comfortable as possible, that people will do it because they feel comfortable, and they're not feel like they're being forced to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and part of me respect that, because that's how I like
right.
environment. But that doesn't apply to everybody.
Yes,
and especially
absolutely.
not gonna apply to the 19-year-old at GameStop.
Absolutely.
People like that need to have a little more. You know, they need to be in a work environment that's a little bit
more stern. Yeah.
Like my ass went to school all day and worked all night. I already know how to work hard, so I don't need to be. I don't need to have a boss over my back. But a 19-year-old fresh out of high school, at GameStop, they need a environment that's a bit more. Hey, be here at this time, this and this, and have that structure. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So you know, Xbox, when it comes to pushing Game Pass and pushing their brand, I'm okay if they're a little more strict. Like I'm okay with them the way that they treat their devs, because that's an artistic thing. And art, getting anything artistic out is a different animal than running.
You'll get better results with anybody when you let them feel comfortable and free.
But you're not artistic at fucking GameStop. You're putting games on a shelf,
right? And you're definitely not getting paid by them. So
yeah. So be a bit of a jerk when it comes to your policy.
If they tell me, listen, if you do these sales on Xbox and you're gonna get a free console, you damn right I'm gonna do it, because I want a free console. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these kids don't see it like that. They just don't. A lot of these kids out there, they be like, oh, I don't care if I don't give a fuck, because they got so many options that it's not even funny. They don't even give a fuck what their parents give them. You know, they can go to sell shit on eBay, go on YouTube, make money that way, go on TikTok. You know.
Right.
So they act like they don't care. They think that because you see more and more, especially if you pay attention to social, more and more younger kids have access to millions and millions of dollars. Like, they get the ability to make money and become wealthy real fast, real easy, with no hustle and no bustle. And that's really the mindset that they really think it is with the reality of life, when the reality is that 80% of the people in the world have to struggle, because that's not how the way it works. You don't just get money like that, right? Those are fairy tales that don't happen. There's a few and far between. But since it happens more often now, because they see people like Ninja making billions of dollars just doing YouTube, and all he does is act like a fool, or people like Paul Logan and his brother, that all they did was troll and act like jackasses, and because they're white, every single white teenager in the goddamn world follows them, because they like all that stupid shit. Made them motherfuckers multi-billionaires, and now they're paving the way to promote UFC, fucking wrestling, fucking boxing, because they have so much money and clout that the big wigs with the fucking white collars, they're just worrying about the money. They're like, oh, these niggas got money. Fuck that. These guys. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's a shame, but I think that's kind of a part of the the biggest reason why a lot of these younger kids, right, don't have any type of commitment, or they feel like, oh, I don't need this. I can just do something else to make money, and they don't care, have no pride in what they do. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why I think that's the biggest problem. Also, the way that the youth is now in our society.
Right.
You know?
I want to address something that really said. I think is a good point.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dia.
He says they know people want to play Starfield. Collector's
Mhm.
edition selling out in minutes. Consoles are up
Yeah.
over 1,000%. And I do think he's onto something here because
Mhm.
it's going to be the games that draw the people, because that's how I got drawn in. It wasn't, even though I liked what I saw with the Xbox and stuff, it was the games that drew
The
me in.
games. Mhm.
I bought those games before I even had Game Pass. So when I realized, oh, I could just get more of these games where where I was already paying for it, it was just a no-brainer for me. So and so that means that the games appeal to me, and I didn't even know
Good.
who was
I
behind
imagine.
it. So I think that is going to be the key, and it will happen because right now people are talking about Xbox's showcase. Like, I mean, I saw from a lot of different people's like Dreamcast guy, he asked his audience, what did you think of the show? I think he thought he had influenced them enough to want to mark it down, and guess what, they gave it an A.
Well, that wasn't no accident when they said, "We heard you. We're upping the availability, right,
Right,
of consoles, and then we're announcing an S. That's a 1 terabyte. Why do you think
right,
that is? To have people buy the game that want to play Starfield.
right,
They're gonna need enough memory to download the bad boy, right?
Yeah,
Because it's
Starfield's
probably gonna be a big
125
ass file,
It's
right?
125 gigs confirmed, man. That's
Right.
crazy.
Look, so that's why all that was not a happy accident. That was by design. That's why
right,
they announced it right on the stage. Because remember, they were doing that little narrative trying to say, "Oh, Xbox not selling. Look, they got no supplies." When the reality was, they were trying to say that the investors were super happy because they couldn't keep up with the demands of the consoles.
right, right,
Meaning, they were selling faster than what they can keep producing.
right,
That was the real story and the real, message. And motherfuckers, out there all day, a limited store all day. They were trying to say, "Oh, they're not selling consoles." You see? No.
They only sold 3 consoles this year.
yeah, they don't even understand. That's like that narrative about Microsoft not making money, and
Right.
now that's been blown out of the water. I mean, apparently Microsoft is making so much money, and from the PC side on top of that, which surprised me because I didn't.
That's what
think it would.
Gogo. That's also why Gogo. Well, he said Gogo Pole said about that Xbox has more fans and more people getting their product and their
Right.
games and consoles than
Then
because they're just
yeah.
not vocal. They're quiet, right?
Right,
That's a
right,
good point because you see it once you go in once you turn it on, you see all the activities, so many people playing that we don't know because they're not part of YouTube, they're not part of
exactly,
the social media community, they're not part of
right.
podcasts, and
They're
that's a
just
fact.
quietly
Yeah,
playing the
I
games,
pay attention to numbers a lot. It's
Go ahead.
Yeah, I pay attention to numbers a lot, and one thing that I've always noticed is that we're in a bubble. All five of us, we're in a bubble. We're talking to a small audience who are also in a bubble.
Yes.
Hell,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bubble is actually smaller than you think, because even someone like Destin Laguerre with 100,000 subscribers is in
Yeah.
a bubble. And I say this
Great point.
because there. The only time you see millions upon millions of views, which tells me that it reaches the widest audience, is specifically on an Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo channel, because those are branded channels that most gamers are going to subscribe to. You know what most gamers don't care about is Starfield is 60 frames per second.
Right. Absolutely.
That is true.
Because I
That's true.
guarantee when the report comes out this holiday that Starfield had 10 million players, I guarantee 9 million of them never watch the IGN video.
Yeah.
And I'll add to that. I guarantee you, most people, besides us in our bubble, like you so elegantly put it, don't even know what the difference is in the frame rates.
Yeah, they don't
See
know.
what I'm saying?
Listen, when they bought the Xbox Series X and they saw the stickers that said 4K and up to 120 frames per second, they didn't care. All they wanted to do was, hey, this is the new console to play my new favorite game. That's it. That's it. Everything else you see, everything else outside that's why I hate this whole death of E3 stuff, because that was the one week that a large percentage of gamers paid attention to the stuff the hardcore does, right? As in like game announcements and studios and articles and you know what I'm talking about. But outside of that, no, we're in a bubble. We're in everything, and that's why Sea of Thieves can have 33 million subscribers.
That's exactly why.
Yet IGN could make 1,000. IGN could make 1 million videos from now until the end of time telling how bad Starfield is, and it won't matter because it's only going to reach to that tiny percent who already hate Starfield, who's never going to play Starfield, and people who like it don't care to not. And here, another thing is, let's say someone's on YouTube, right? They're a casual gamer. They're on YouTube. They see Starfield and they see a video that says Starfield looks like trash, but they're interested. You know what they're going to do? They're not going to click on that video because people do not watch stuff they don't like, or they don't, or they don't like,
or negative,
stuff.
negative,
yeah,
negative,
or they don't like watching content that tears down the stuff they don't like. That's why those channels. That's why the Crap Gamer channel's dead now, because he made a history off what negative content. You know what happens with negative content? You get that initial boost, but eventually people get tired of it. You know how many this year alone? I've unfollowed so many people, YouTube channels, and so on, of people who made negative content. Why? Because initially, when I first followed them, it was probably a topic I like. They hate it now, and I refuse to watch stuff that people I hate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's the same thing. Like you see a lot of people now too are limited, right? In panel, where they used to have like the negativity of Xbox, and now they changed their tone completely because they got it. They got their hands on it. I actually tried it out personally, and they're like, you know what? I don't know why they didn't think that the console was good. I don't even know why I didn't invest last generation. This console's really good and had really good exclusive even from last gen. You've seen that too a lot around, on social and on YouTube.
I would add this real quick. You said Sea of Thieves. No, maybe for all of us, we weren't really all that thrown away by the Monkey Island thing. But do you know how many people were so happy to see the Monkey Island expansion? It was I was surprised. I was really surprised.
Oh, I'm not. I'm listen. 33 million people have played Sea of Thieves. And
yes, sir.
And if you look at the views of the Xbox showcase, it's a couple hundred million. I'm not a couple hundred million, but a couple million. So maybe 5 million or something like that.
Yeah. Which tells you that they don't all watch even the showcase.
Yeah, exactly. So when they saw that Monkey Island, they like, oh shit! Did you see that Monkey Island? And now they're excited, right?
Now they were saying they got to get back into Sea of Thieves now.
Like, wow. And that's how fandoms work, and that's why personally I don't take this stuff that seriously, because to me that's how I see it, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Destin does have this massive influence, but I just don't see it. I just don't see how video with 100,000 views on a console that sells 20 million plus consoles is that big of a deal. That's far less than 1% of your audience. That's assuming if every single one of them owns an Xbox, because let's not forget, there are going to be people who watch your product. That watch your content that don't own that particular console. Right. So they're even more relevant because they don't even own it anyway.
And it applies to Nintendo and Sony too. They just don't want to admit it, because based on the numbers, again, if the PS4 sold 120 million last generation, right, like they claim, so-called, right, but only 10 million people bought Last of Us. What does that tell you? That's not even 1% of what they sold.
Yeah, that's less than 10% of the audience.
Not exactly. That's what I'm saying. So imagine, that means that they don't even pay attention. The actual general audience that buy PlayStation or Nintendo, they just buy it, like we've said before, because it's popular. Oh, PlayStation? Oh, get that. That's what's good. That's what everybody has. and they buy it, but they don't necessarily buy, the
You
software.
don't real about
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so and I say all that, and I apologize to be long-winded these last few
No,
minutes,
no.
but I say all that because I want to put into perspective how big gaming is in the grand
Yes.
scheme of things.
Yes.
And,
Mhm.
and how small, how small the negativity and all that other stuff is. And listen, even when I was telling Microsoft, hey guys, you need to improve your getting your eyes out there with Game Pass, even my criticism of them isn't really that big of a deal because it's not like they don't got 35+ million subscribers right now. So they're clearly doing something right. It's not like 70% of the Xbox Series X and X owners are subscribers. So they're clearly doing something right. So again, so what I was complaining about was just something small. Maybe to them, because again, these companies have all the metrics that we don't. Maybe to them, it's not a big deal that some dude at GameStop says, "Hey, don't buy that game. It's on PlayStation." It's annoying to see in person, but in the grand scheme of things, when their consoles are doing perfectly fine and selling off the shelves and all this stuff, they're like, "What's one dude who don't buy our game?" You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's their approach. And that's why. And again, they're a top 3 company on the planet, so they're really doing something right. When their company makes more money than some country's GDP. So just some perspective, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's what I like. What we're doing here is kind of clearing the air with that. And I'll also add one more thing is that Starfield is going to sell units. Before I caught you guys on. I saw this guy, and I gotta assume he's a PlayStation guy. By the end of that video, what caught his attention was a Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah, Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah. And Starfield, and he was like, I think I need to buy an Xbox. I was like, wow, it's working already. It's working already. And then
it's like you said, it's the games. If you show good games. Then people will flock and buy. They will.
Right. And I'm seeing it. And I'm even seeing it like in some people, they're streamers. And in this case, this one lady, she said, "Oh, you don't have an Xbox?" She said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you." But she knew that Starfield was exclusive. So she was like, "Well, if you got a PC, you can get Game Pass." Like she was trying to give that person, kind of nudge him a little bit, but yeah, apparently this person doesn't have an Xbox. So, but she talked about how excited she was about Starfield, which I guess that person was asking, "How can I get it?" So I think Starfield's doing this job. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see. I have to disagree with my brother. He about said, if you show good games, people will come, because I look. Maybe I have a different experience, but the gaming community at large, mostly, to quote Red Foreman from that '70s show, are a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah. But Eva, we're talking about the usual suspects. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about the pony bots. When I say that statement, right, is like what we just talk about how Sea of Thieves has 33 million players, and yet the Xbox channel only has 5 million subscribers, which tells you more people are playing on Xbox and actually even follow all the Xbox media stuff. You get what I'm trying to say? That's what I mean by that. That when people see the games on the TV commercials, or even in the store, they see it, the gameplay, or on the YouTube channel on a commercial. If the game looks appealing, more than likely they're gonna flock over, because the games, at the end of the day, is what attracts the gamers, right, or the people that want to play it. Right. But I know what you're saying, because you have a good point too, because the consensus has been, they don't have good games when they've had nothing but good games, right?
How do you explain Rise Son of Rome? How do you explain
the media? Because I was the victim of that.
How do you explain morons saying, "Well, I don't want to play Double Fine's new game, Psychonauts 2, because of the art style"? The gamers are dumbasses. You guys are trying to make them sound like there's some intelligence there. There's a small people who are intelligent. There's a small people that'll sit and say, "Hey, that game Ravenlocks looks interesting." But I mean, they summed it up. They've been preconditioned.
Yeah.
Well, does it have Spider-Man? Oh, that's the console I wanted. And I'm not mad at them. Continue being dumbasses. Look, I am perfectly happy enjoying Starfield by myself. I know that sounds fucked up, I know that's not good for Xbox's bottom line, but they make $3 billion per fiscal quarter. I think they'll be okay about me selling Starfield. I think
Right.
they'll be, he bought with the full salesman inside his
That's
bullshit.
right.
I don't see.
That's right.
I don't think so.
Nigga with the full sales mode, like God
That's
damn.
That's
You better
right.
watch out with what you ask him about. He'll get you.
Yeah.
He'll
Man,
sell a grain of rice to you. You know.
Yeah, I'm the
Mhm.
kind of dude. I'm the kind of dude. I've been over at my boy's crib, rest his soul. When he was here, his brother had bought a PlayStation, and he's like, "Yo, E man, tell me about Xbox." I don't know nothing, man. I have a headache. I wasn't telling him anything. What the fuck? Look, if you can't do a Google search or Wikipedia search, Mike, that's your fault. Fuck you.
So did you give him an information blackout then?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what it sounds like.
I'm guilty of it too. Yep, I gave him an information blackout.
You see, every situation does not require you to give out information.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just let shit be.
Yeah, man.
Except for Hebot. Hebot's not only the world's most powerful historian, he's the world's most powerful salesman at this point. You know what? It makes sense. That's what he's been going door to door and driving state lines for. That's why we're out here talking in the background because he's doing a sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to lend a helping hand, right? I've always been that way, you know.
Yeah, trust me, man. We know your big heart and we love you for it, Hebot.
All right, guys. Hey, this was a great show. So, closing out, is there any closing thoughts, man? I mean, we got time to think about and gather our thoughts because we've seen some really great, fantastic games. It was a great showcase. In my opinion, just like Dia said, and all my brothers on here and the First Lady of Chat. This is honestly, to me, was the best showcase I've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. We got phenomenal games coming. Xbox answered the Xbox family, right? They showed the games that were coming from these other studios that are under Microsoft Studios. You've seen it. You've seen the games that are coming. So
Right.
they delivered. So is there any last thoughts, guys, before we close out the podcast?
No, I mean, it's just a great time to be an Xbox gamer, and it's pretty much that simple, you know.
It's a great time. It's a great time to be a gamer too, because like there's other stuff prickling around in other places, like the Ubisoft stuff.
Yeah.
I saw today. That's Star Wars
my
Outlaws.
goodness.
My God,
Yo, E-Rock, if you got a chance, man, watch that Star Wars Outlaws.
that shit looks incredible.
And the
Damn,
Assassin's
it
Creed
looks
Mirage
good.
gameplay, man, it looks brilliant.
Wow.
Even the Prince of Persia.
Even that Avatar games looks phenomenal.
Oh, the Avatar, yes.
Ubisoft. I'll never understand why people hate them.
It looks good. And the Prince of Persia 2D side scroller looks amazing too.
Oh, that's right.
I like that as a 2D scroll. It's like going back to his roots. I don't have a problem with that.
It looks great. It looks great.
And here's the best part about it. Assassin's Creed, Avatar, and Prince of Persia have release dates: October, December, and January. Ubisoft is so impressive on how they just put games out back to back to back, and people hate them. I don't get it. I'll never get it. That's a bigger that sometimes Ubisoft hate even baffles me more than Xbox hate, because that's multi-plat, which means people could play it on their consoles and they still hate their guts. I don't know. That's
I just following the narrative. I don't think they know why they hate Ubisoft. You know, it's just like it's the popular thing to do. That's what it seems like to me, anyway.
I think it's also Ubisoft also trying to go back to their roots with some stuff too. You know, not just be all about Assassin's Creed, and I think that was where the real riff came from. Even though they've done really good Assassin's Creed games. But, you know, it's kind of like what EA is with Madden. That's all they really concentrate on most of the time. So when people see them going, like now they're doing, you know, they're going back to the roots with like the Prince of Persia, the Avatar, and the Star Wars. They're doing licensed games again. And they quality, because they're implementing what they've done with their IPs like Assassin's Creed and others into these games. Like Avatar looks like a mixture of like Far Cry and I forgot what's the other one that they have, and it looks really good. And then that Star Wars looks like Assassin's Creed all day, you know, just in the Star Wars universe, which looks awesome. So, you know, it's just growing pains. I think everybody goes through it, but if you don't forget your roots, you'll be always fine, because Ubisoft been around Since when, E-Rock? Since 79, right? Since since the same thing like Activision. They've been around for the longest.
I'm not going to fault the company for real. Listen, I got to tell you guys, I bought the first Assassin's Creed because I know we were trying to close out. I bought the first Assassin's Creed when it came out in 2007. I played it for a bit, never really finished it. I never bought any of the other Assassin's Creed games. I was like, man, every fucking year Assassin's Creed, every year Assassin's Creed.
Right.
I was not on the train until Ubisoft had a sale in late 2019. It was Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey was on sale for $35. So I hopped on it. And what I played from them, that tonal shift by turning Assassin's Creed into an RPG, they put so much quality into those two games that I'm going on record saying that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one of the best games I've ever played. Xbox or PlayStation or anything. It's one of the best games I ever played. So that quality word, that's a double-edged sword. They put so much love into that game. Even games that didn't quite hit it off, like the last God damn it, the game where you're walking around and using technology. What the fuck is it called? Watch Dogs Legion. It didn't hit.
Oh yeah, Watch Dogs. But it was very ambitious. It had a lot of good thoughts in there.
Everything they do is ambitious. So I don't want to turn on the fucking trade sheets here. Ubisoft is back, baby. Where the fuck did they go? They've always listen. And I'm gonna land my plane. It's not my fault that you haven't been playing Ubisoft's games. It's not my fault that y'all haven't been taking advantage of Game Pass. That is a you problem that you didn't like Ubisoft. I've been up in the Assassin's Creed series, the last trilogy, since 2020, and so it's Unlimited Production. So a lot of these gamers, man, like they're just dumbasses, and I take it with a grain of salt. I don't get mad, but I was impressed with the show. I can't wait to see what's they got in store tomorrow. And now Unlimited telling me that Ubisoft had a show. I'm gonna kill my cat because he's out here wilding out. I gotta now see Assassin's Creed Mirage because that's a day one buy. So gaming is in a good place, and I'm just happy that we're getting all of these games, and if nobody else plays them, that's their problem. But that's it.
Man, that was great, man. That was great, E-Rock. And I'm going to add to that and land my plan. Ubisoft has a lot of great games. And it also is the best value for your buck because you get a lot of downloadable content. You get DLCs with all their games. One of my favorites is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I like Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's a great game. It was actually free with Games with Gold a couple years back. And it's an awesome game. I love it, man. I love the games that they have. What's the other one I like? The one with it's Assassin's Creed Origins. I like Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, the one in Egypt. That was banging.
I like that one a lot. Yeah.
It's a beautiful, fantastic game. And it also showed the power of the Xbox One X at the time. You know what I mean? So with the 4K and everything, and they even did a show on it. So yes, Ubisoft brings some fantastic games, man. And I think they can just keep going up. It was great games, guys. But we're going to close out, man. So I want to thank the chat for coming and rocking out with us today with my brother, the formerly known as E-Rock X, my brother Unlimited, and the first lady of chat, Dea4568. Big shouts out to the chat, man. Y'all know who, we give you guys much respect. Come and always join us on the Unlimited Truth when Unlimited does his podcast. Maybe someday when brother Hebot has time and he's not, taxiing all the time. Reminds me of the show Taxi. He's always, going and, taking care of his kids and everything. You know what I mean? I want to actually, not today, but I want to actually talk to Unlimited E-Rock behind the scenes about the Exile show. You know what I mean? I really want to bring that back in full force with my brother E-Rock hosting it. And we're going to talk behind the scenes about that, man. I really want to get that back on board. Our first podcast, where it all started, because it's near and dear to my heart. My brother E-Rock worked really hard on the Exile. He spent good money on it, good quality with intros and everything else, working with our brother, the Graphic God, man. So I definitely want that to come back, man, because I'm really missing the Exile podcast. And I'm going to work with my brother, Unlimited and E-Rock behind the scenes, man, because I want the show to come back. You know what I mean? So I want to give a big shout out to my brother E-Rock, man. with the Exile show, man, and it will definitely be back. But we're going to get out of here, guys. So on that note, let's go with our brother Unlimited Productions first. Unlimited, man, tell everybody where they can find you.
That's right. It's your boy Unlimited Production. You find me whenever the truth is needed on the Unlimited Truth.
Nice, man. I gotta say something too. I'm really mad at Unlimited. You guys know why I'm mad at Unlimited. I'm hating Unlimited, because he got that goddamn Starfield controller. God,
yeah, he smacked that thing.
He got it before Tuck.
Man, he got it before Tuck. Unlimited is the
how
truth.
He pulled that off. He's like a magician.
That's why he's called the Unlimited Truth, because he's the truth. I look, as soon as I got home, I popped on YouTube, right? Boom, there's his hand with the fucking controller. I'm like, Unlimited got that controller already. It's not even been it's been 24 hours. He got that controller. I'm like, God damn. How did Unlimited do that? That's the Unlimited Truth right there for you, boy. You know what I mean? So, man, that is great that he got that already, man, So that on that note, man, my brother, the Don King of Xbox, E-Rock X, man, do your outro, man.
Yeah, it's always great to be here on the Outlaws of Xbox podcast. Always great to be joined by Dia, the first lady of chat who games and always knows her knowledge. Unlimited Production, who always relax and spitting facts. And my number one with a gun, Sega Man 101. Listen to the chat and anyone who's listening, all three of you. I love Sega Man, but don't listen to him. There'll never be another Exile. There won't be any more Exile podcasts.
Yes, there will,
and all the time that Sega Man has said that a deadly cloud of gas almost killed the United States. Interstate 95 has collapsed. Everything bad is everything in the world has happened while Sega Man has been saying we're coming back. So please don't listen to him.
Man, did you know I tripped up the steps yesterday like Joe Biden? Go ahead.
Sega Man, that I can believe. Anyway, man, it's great to be here, guys. Had a great time, and as always, bye-bye.
All right, brother E. All right, man. And I want to I'll do Hebot's outro, because he might be having trouble right now, or he might have to go, but go check my brother Hebot, the most powerful gamer. Go check his channel out when he does Toys in My Closet. When he does We Got Next, whenever he gets time to do it. And when
Sega Man, he may need to change that name. Toys in My Closet. What's going on over there?
I know, man. Maybe he might have to. He probably hears you saying it. He's going to kill you, right? But yeah,
that sounds like a show that's for the LGBTQ community.
Oh, shit. Oh man, I hope Lil Nas X ain't listening. But anyways, yeah, man. Big shout out to you, brother Hebot, man. He's been an asset to the Xbox gaming community forever, battling all these fools on here. So go check out his channel, man. He has a great channel. He goes in detail with his his statues and toys that he got. Dea even it was interested in maybe doing a podcast with him someday coming up about all the stuff that he has. She's really wants to know all the stuff that he has and talk to him more about the stuff that he collects, because his house is just like, it's like a toy store. It's like a kid in a toy store, man. It's crazy, so go check him out, man. So on that note, man, Dea 4568, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me in the chat, and you can also find me in the podcast of Unlimited, Sega Man. Sometimes Sega Forever's his channel.
That's the Jerry Lewis Marathon podcast.
I haven't been able to hang with him.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah. I've been
she went on there once and quit that job.
Oh man, yeah. I've been wanting to get back on there, but it's rough,
I need to get some overtime anyway, so I'll be on the next show.
Hey, what, Unlimited? Big shots, E-Rock. Big shots out to Sega Forever, because them damn podcasts, nigga, last forever. I can't hang, man. Those podcasts, Sega Forever can go for hours and hours. I can't do it, man. But big shots out.
His podcast is like taking a flight from New York to Japan. Hell no.
I kid you not, man. One night I joined the podcast, went to sleep, woke up, he was still live.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
The sun was up and everything. I'm like, oh, this dude, this is something else.
And I thought I thought it was because of all of the topics he has, but then I listened to his podcast one night and I figured out why his show was like 9 hours long.
Wow.
Well, guys, on our next topic, I want to talk about like my God, how can you do a podcast when the host is asleep?
man, I'm telling you, man, he Unlimited. He's the truth. God damn, bro, I couldn't hang, bro. I had to go, man. But Day, is there anything you want to say to us on the panel and the chat? Any last, you know how you always do your thoughts, you know, before we actually sign out. What you want to leave us with?
I want everybody to enjoy you know, the weeks to come. I mean, this is now kicking off our next half of gaming. And you know, to me, I think Xbox all but erased whatever negativity happened from Redfall. I don't think this holds up with what they just showed us and what we saw that they were working on. It does not matter because we know that Microsoft and their teams are working really hard to make some fantastic games. And now you don't even hear that narrative anymore. You don't hear that Xbox has no games. So, so we've seen these narratives dismantled, and I just want to leave you guys with, you know, even though sometimes a day may seem very dark and very hard, there's always light at the end of that tunnel, and we've reached that light here, and I just want you guys to be able to enjoy it.
Man, thank you, Daya. Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. But
yeah, I'm depressed now. You guys make gaming sound like a concentration camp.
But yeah, man, thanks, chat, for coming and joining us, man. You guys know we show much love to all you guys. So big shouts out to you guys for all your support that you give us when we do our podcast, man. All you guys rock. You know, from the bottom of my heart, man. All you guys rock, man. But we're gonna get out of here, man. So peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die, we multiply. And remember, we're eating good over here. And if you don't know, now you know, bitches. Peace. Hey, E-Rock, how's that PlayStation 5 doing?